Yeah, pass me that one.
Recording.
Oh, fuck.
It's a big-ass bottle of sangria.
I know, we fucking drank half of it the other day.
Literally happened like one night. Well, and then the next day, we were just like day drinking wine. Have you ever been on a bender before? Like a legit drinking bender?
No, not really.
I looked up the definition of drinking bender because I don't want to be a poser and say I did. And it's at least 3 days of nonstop drinking. And it's not like...
I haven't done that.
It's not like you drink, wake up, you're hungover, or like sobering up and then start drinking the next night even. It's literally, you drink throughout the day or night, whatever, you start it. Then you wake up and you're drunk or, still groggy. You immediately start drinking when you wake up. Keep going. And it's a minimum of 3 days straight doing that. And I did that once.
That's fucking insane.
I did that once, literally it was with the same group of people.
Who?
And it was with Kylie, Tasha, and Tyler Clark.
God damn.
And it was like, we partied one night, I woke up, and I was like, fuck it. And I had just gotten laid. And it was with Kylie. who gives a shit? She's a fucking stripper, dude. Who cares?
There's people too.
Well, I could say her name, and I feel like she wouldn't care. I don't know. Maybe she would.
She probably would, but that's not because she's a stripper. It's just because that's the person she's... Oh, we haven't taken shots yet.
Yeah, let's take our shots.
It's, time for shots.
Yee.
Dude, there's ice on this fucking red Solo cup now.
That is some cold shit.
Oh. Cold as my...
I was actually talking to my straight edge friend earlier at work today. He's my coworker as well. And I was talking...
Oh, I know.
We were Carter, and I was talking about, because we're talking about, being a cool guy and, not making emotions and shit. And I mentioned, I'm not that guy who will take a shot and try to keep a straight face. If I feel like a face is coming on, I'm just going to let it out. It just helps me cope. I'm not going to, unless I'm, really fucking drunk or am, used to the taste, but I'm not going to force a straight face anymore. I used to do that when I started drinking.
To seem cool. I think we've talked about this before.
Dude, well, it doesn't even matter because all the fucking recordings have gotten botched anyway.
Oh, God. Yeah, this
might be
technically
the
second. It's a second.
That has, decent recording that will, actually work.
Yes, this is the second. We just lost the quote-unquote second podcast.
And it was so good, too. It was so good.
We recorded 20 minutes, realized we weren't recording at all, then went back on it, and then by the end of it realized we were recording improperly and we could only hear me.
Yeah, so you're just talking to yourself.
So it literally sounded like I was having a conversation with myself.
For over an hour.
And over an hour.
We were pretty drunk, but it was I felt like
it was a 2-hour podcast.
It felt like good conversation, but you never know.
It got heated.
Yeah, over to the Breakfast Club.
We got in our first fight.
Literally a fight, but I was only upset because you said the Breakfast Club sucks, and I could not believe what I was hearing. But anyway, back to 3-day drinking bender with Kylie. Yeah. Literally, okay, I don't got a lighter.
Fuck, I don't have one either.
Well, fucking hold on for a second. Can you fucking hit my jewel?
No, I'm gonna ask somebody for a lighter.
Bring me my lighter. You're that guy.
Jamie? We
just have a lighter guy? Stupid. And I was with Kylie, and it was my first time ever hooking up. So I remember I wasn't expecting anything from it. Kylie's in town, we're gonna hang out. And then as soon as I heard, so Jaren and I broke up, I was like, do my ears deceive me?
She's back in town, isn't she?
She is. She's leaving tomorrow though. And I was like, oh, maybe we should try to hang out. But I was like, she hasn't hit me up. She's coming. She didn't tell me she was in town. Tasha told me. And I kind of figured, because I saw a post, she's like, the only thing the city has to offer. It was a picture of Cafe Rio. But I was like, oh, if she didn't hit me up and I don't want to be like, yo, I want to hang out, which she probably would be down. We've been good friends for years. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm in work. I have work. I'm busy. I'm tired after work. And I just I'd rather be able to hang out on a weekend and hang out late and drink and shit and possibly, but I don't know. It's weird. But what I was getting at is on that 3-day drinking bender, I was with her all 3 days, and by the third day, I would have kept going, but you have to wake up drunk still or semi buzzed or
to count as a bender.
And it was, but by the fourth day. So it was a drinking bender, but by the fourth day, I was feeling the hangover, and I would just feel like a complete piece of human trash. And I was like, I'm just not going to continue this. And then we had pack up camp, and it was just miserable.
Yeah.
And it was awkward because within those 3 days, we fucked 3 nights, but I was shit-faced every night.
Every time it happened.
And every time, and so I couldn't fucking come every fucking night, dude.
You told me that.
And she gives immaculate head, bro. Like, great. And I just couldn't, dude. I felt bad. But, like, she didn't care. Like, I kept saying sorry, and, like, that's even worse. Right? That's, like, even worse to be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, because I would either, like, keep losing my boner. Oh, fucking helicopter.
Oh, fuck. I bet you can hear that.
No, like, I'd either, like, keep losing my boner or just, like, I don't know, just, like, you kind of, like, when you're that wasted, you're not really, like, in it that much. I feel like, I mean, you're trying, but, you know, like, I mean, it was cool, but, no,
it
like,
wasn't the ideal.
Well, it's just, like, it's shitty because, like, I mean, it's, for the guys, I feel like the whole point is to fucking come, but that's really fucking shitty to say because, like, most girls don't. But I feel like it's kind of, like, they gotta help. Like, they gotta, it's like a 50-50 for a chick. Like, they gotta, like, stimulate the bean. But, yeah. I mean, that was my first and last 3-day drinking bender. I've definitely done, like, a 2-day, but that's not a bender. That's just, like, waking up and drinking again.
Yeah, I definitely put the fun in functioning alcoholic. I definitely keep my drinking on reins. Like, I'll drink a lot.
I don't...
multiple nights, but, like...
No, and I don't feel like we're alcoholics, though. Like, I'm not at work, like, with a flask shaking because I need, like, a sip of alcohol to, like, to level myself out. So I think that's alcoholic, where, like, every day you need a drink or you fucking are, like, on edge or, like, you can't function. You're just, like, I like to drink. Usually I enjoy it.
I think it's just the I think it's where we live. I think it's a lot of it.
Like in Utah?
Yeah.
Like, well, you can't, like, there's, like, it's harder access to liquor and, like, heavier drinks. Like, most places you can grab just, like, a tall boy and get pretty buzzed off one drink. But, like, here, like,
you have to have
one
a
beer.
Shit ton,
And if you had a meal within the last few hours, it's going to be so hard. Even though I just had, like, a spaghetti dinner right before I came over.
I had pho.
And I'm already getting buzzed off of one fucking shot.
Wine hits me, dude.
I haven't even sipped this yet, and I just took one shot. It's like, maybe it's just this room and the smell of cigarettes and the podcast, and it's like, your brain's like searching for that buzz, so any like taste of alcohol, it's almost like a placebo, I've wondered. Because when I first started drinking when I was younger, I could take like pound shots, drink tons of beer, and be like, I'm not that drunk. And I would always play it cool, like, I'm hardly drunk, dude, I don't even feel it. But it's like, now it's like, 1 or 2 drinks, I'm like, oh yes, here's the buzz. Yes. That's what my body needs. That's what I've been looking for. But like I said, like
I'm not an alcoholic. Cut up. That's what I need.
I know. No, really though. It's like, dude, sometimes like I don't need a drink. Hard day at work, mostly stressful day at work. Fuck, I can't wait for a fucking beer. And I usually never thought I'd be like that because I never like craved alcohol until you have been stressed. Okay, my parents, my mom. Mostly my mom, but sometimes my dad, this phrase, you're driving me to drink, kid. Like,
drive me to drink.
Because, like, you're stressing them out so much they want to drink. It's like, I get that now. Like, you're so stressed, anxiety. Like, your work, you know, you're tired. You just want to fucking chill, have some drinks, and just, like, I love to edit, like, videos and drink. Or, like, I love to sew patches on stuff and drink. Just listen to music and drink. Just, like, chiller stuff. But then also, like, kick back.
Yeah, my mom used to say, you drive me to drunk driving.
You drive me to drunk driving, I want to leave you just like your dad did.
Oh, nerves hit.
But back to not being an alcoholic as we're fucking drinking wine on a Thursday night.
On our podcast where the only point was to get drunk.
Oh yeah, well dude, I get excited when you hit me up, and now I'm like looking forward to every Thursday. Like, I'll plan on it, I'll expect it, but I'll only come over if you hit me up. So, like, but I'm expecting almost every Thursday to be like, oh, going to Caden's.
It just happened to be Thursday. I would like to do it on weekends.
Oh, yeah. I would
work.
But, like, it also helps me, like, not take it too far over the edge drinking-wise because I got work tomorrow, and then I don't get too shit-faced to not be able to talk.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time we've done this, I've gotten pretty decently drunk. But,
yeah, me too.
What was I going to say?
Last week was rough because we kept taking shots to start the podcast.
We got to start the podcast over another shot.
Restart it 3 fucking times. Ugh.
But like, what I was gonna say about like, I don't necessarily need drinks throughout the week. Like Monday through Thursday, and then once Friday's creeping, I'm like itching for it. But it's like I'm good. You know, I got work the next morning. My friends are all busy. I can totally drink by myself. If I have a fucking fridge full of beer, I'm not opposed to drinking by myself.
Drink by myself way too much. My thing is,
and I think that's like part of the problem. That's like the beginning stages.
I'm worried about it. But mine is like at the end of the night. Mine's like okay, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'll have like 2 mixed drinks before bed. I'll get a nice little buzz on and then just lay in bed. That's what I've done that way too much
I used
lately.
to do it to like help me sleep. That's how sad it is, dude. Like, I'm like, oh, I need to fucking try to go to sleep. I would like, for a minute, I felt like I was getting dependent on having drinks before bed to help me like be able to just pass out. There's this lyric. It's like when I'm not passed out and I'm really sleeping, I'm always dreaming of you. But it's like when you're fucking passed out, it's just like out, and you're no dreaming, no fucking worry. You're not like it's effortless. And last night, okay, this is I'm gonna bring this up because last night I could not sleep. Didn't go to bed till like 2 in the morning, and I have to be up at like 6:30. But I couldn't sleep for 2 reasons. One, I took a fat fucking nap after work, and 2, I got some pretty exciting news from Zach yesterday. I don't know if I've told you this before.
I don't think you have. I'm excited to
So
hear
the
it.
other day, he was like, dude, I kind of have known about this, but he's like, yo, I'm going to meet up with Jeff Tremaine and not Johnny Knoxville on Wednesday.
You've mentioned this to me.
So he did yesterday.
A couple months ago.
Yeah, exactly. So like he's been wanting to. I've actually heard about him wanting to meet up with Tremaine like almost 6 months ago now, and it's finally happened.
Yeah.
And Knoxville and Tremaine, and also he met Pontius yesterday. But they had a meeting with those two, Zach, Tremaine, and Knoxville, which I'm not supposed to be talking about this at all. But who knows when this will be released, and maybe by that time it's okay to talk about.
Maybe. And if not, I can...
Oh, Zach will just be bummed, because so what happened was this guy named Nate, who used to be, or like he is a camera guy / producer, whatever, with Jackass in the very beginning, hit up Zach and Megan from our show, Too Stupid to Die, and was like, yo, we're doing this fucking huge project. It's the 20-year anniversary for Jackass, and we want you guys to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So Megan's doing a Skype interview next week. Zach just met with him yesterday, and what it's going to be, they're going to be filming for about 2 to 3 weeks with all the Jackass guys, and as far as I know, Megan and Zach, and maybe they're bringing in a few other people, and besides our crew, and then Zach said that Tremaine specifically said, if you know anybody else who would like to be a part of this, who has the same type of spirit as us, let me know. And I was talking to Zach last night. He's like, I'm going to send Tremaine, how do you word it? I'm going to send him a very, not heavy email. What did he say? Anyway, he's going to send him a fucking email regarding me, but very,
complimentary.
Complimentary. What's another word though? I'm going to send him a very...
Dense.
No, not... Yeah, I don't know why I said heavy before. What did he say? Now this is going to bother me. That doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm going to... Along the words of persuasive, I'm fucking stupid right now. Bring out the... But
I get what you mean.
He's gonna send him this.
He's sending
this highlight video of me,
you.
and then he's gonna send like a very email regarding me to like try to like push me to be on this 20-year anniversary of Jackass that they're gonna be filming. And guess when they're filming it? When I'm supposed to be going to the UK.
What the
exact same time. About 2 weeks ago, I bought my plane tickets, and I'm gonna film this project called Blockheads in Britain with my homies out there, and we've had like the whole outline already planned out, and it's several months in it. Like,
do you think you're gonna have to bail?
So if it happened? So literally, they're like 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm going out for 2 weeks, and they're like. Zach said they're planning on filming late September to early October. And I'm literally going from September 17th to October 1st. So if they could just start October 2nd, I'm in the clear. And, like TV show business goes, like, things get pushed back all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping for that. But then the worst thing is, if it does get pushed back, I'm not going to want to go as hard in the UK. Because then if I get hurt and can't film for fucking Jackass.
Or arrested.
And like just all this fucking crazy if you don't know why I'd be arrested, I'm planning on jumping off the London Tower Bridge while I'm on fire. And actually DM'd Steve-O to see if he'd want to be there, but this is before I found out they're doing that 20th anniversary thing. But that'd be cool if they could make it a part of it. Fly me to fucking UK or like whatever.
But wouldn't you want to be there with those guys?
With the Jackass guys?
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, I would want all of them there then. If like they
Oh,
if they were
if that
like
was the case.
yeah, if that was the case, we could film it. It could be a part of the 20th anniversary, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna light me on fire and jump off the London Tower Bridge,
Yeah.
and dude, there's no way I'd get arrested because I have fucking those guys to bail me out, and like
Yeah.
Steve-O has tried so many times so hard to get arrested, and he just can't. He's too famous, and people love him too much. Like he'll be in Walmart like fucking shit up and be like, what do I gotta do to get arrested around here? And people are like, employees are just filming him on their phone, not giving a fuck. But when it's me and my friends, they fucking, please leave our store, like blah, blah. And we're not even doing anything bad. We're just kind of like throwing footballs around, riding the little skateboards they have, just not even being that annoying.
Yeah.
But, so that might happen. I might be a part of quote unquote Jackass 4. They're not calling it that yet, but it's potential to be Jackass 4.
I remember you told me that once, but...
Oh, no, that was like about when I got my injury. Literally, Zach, right before that, Zach said that
he was hitting you up from the Comedy Store. I remember that night.
And
we watched that one Coen Brothers movie that night.
Yeah, and so there might be like, so this has been like, a work in progress this year, and I feel like I haven't done much this year. I'm kind of bummed out about it. I've been recovering from my injury. Haven't been able to record much stunts at all. This has been my least productive stunt within, I think, all my 8 years of being like a blockhead, stunt YouTuber guy, whatever you want to call me, homegrown stunt man. I haven't done much for like 5 months straight, almost 6 months now. But this summer,
but what a fucking way to get back into.
Oh no, yeah, like this summer is going to be super productive. Like I'm supposed to be doing a live show at the Gathering of the Juggalos,
which is the wackest thing. That's going to be the weirdest thing.
Oh no, like
my brother's a juggalo.
Oh yeah, no, I have plenty of friends that are juggalos, and they're like not. Your brother's weird, but my other friends aren't that weird. Like
they're fucking weird. Juggalos are weird.
Oh no, juggalos are weird, but my friend like JJ, you wouldn't think that he's a juggalo.
Like I've never met a juggalo who isn't super accepting and nice.
That's all them, dude. That's literally
They're
all.
So like that's the whole point of the message of juggalos is like to be nice and like accepting of everyone, but being
But they're usually
accepting of everyone means you're gonna get some fucking weirdos.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna accept all the weirdos, and they're usually
they promote weirdness, especially at the Gathering of the Juggalos, dude. You have no idea what you're in.
That's why it's perfect for us, dude. Like what we do is fucking weird and not normal. Like purposely hurting ourselves and risking.
Dude, they have like
I know.
Fucking
they have
goddamn like vagina bubble competitions.
Yeah, I've seen some where it's just like the juggalette competitions, and they have like the like ratchetest, I don't know, like the fucking grossest fucking chicks come on stage and just whip out their titties and dance on stage, and that's just normal. Like, how is that legal? So we're gonna be able to get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And they even said we could play with fire, which is giving us, I feel like, too much leeway. Like, you tell us to play with fire, we're gonna fucking burn the house down.
They're crazy. There's no laws there, dude. It's like redneck Burning Man.
It's like redneck Woodstock.
It's redneck Burning
dude,
Man.
I've never been, I haven't heard much about Burning Man, like what goes on there.
It's just a fucking, I don't even know how long it lasts. I think it goes on for a long time, but it's just in the middle of the desert, just fucking debauchery.
Just like, I heard a podcast. Yeah, like, it might have been Ari or somebody was on, like, they did acid or shrooms and just were like...
It's more commercial now, but it's like a whole bunch of weird art installations and just fucking crazy people on drugs and shit.
Well, and that's the Gathering, some white trash fucking juggalos. But, no, it'll be cool. Like, I don't listen to ICP at all, and I don't know if I'm too prideful, because there's like a stigma attached to it, or if they're just really that bad. I don't listen to them.
Yeah, like I don't want to dog on anyone because obviously they have a big fan base.
Oh,
There's
huge!
Tons of people love
like
them.
they will fucking they will fucking, I don't know, like they'll win an argument. Like they'll gang up on anybody who tries to like talk about ICP.
I don't for the most part like any other song, but my brother's super into them, so I like grew up like just hearing all of their music and shit. And I think that's part of the reason I was so against it is because like. My fucking brother was into it, and I don't want to be my brother.
No, yeah, and I feel like that's how my brother is. Like, we're so close. We're only like a year and 3 months apart, but like we're so opposite in things we like. And I feel like part of it is he doesn't want to be into shit that I'm into for the most part. Like we're into some similar music interests, but like with like the stunts and like he's huge. Your brother's
is like an enigma. He's a weird dude. because he's like...
I've been told I was an enigma.
I think you're also an enigma. I'm saying that because your brother he's a very attractive dude, and he looks like a sporty fucking mechanic dude, but then he's obsessed with video games.
Oh, yeah. He's a nerd. He's deep down, he's a nerd, but he doesn't look like a nerd at all. He could be a Calvin Klein model, dude.
Dude, 100%. He's a very handsome guy.
Oh, yeah.
Works on cars all day, then go home and plays WoW.
He definitely won the fucking gene pool, like, in our fucking family. Like, the most attractive.
Dude, I feel like I lost that shit.
No, Connor did. No offense. No, you're not that bad. I mean, not that bad. The fact that I have to say, you're not that bad. You're not bad at all.
Anyone that says you're not that bad means you're super fucking bad.
No, you're not.
I'm not terrible, but, like, I got the bad shit from all sides of my family. Like, I got a huge nose out of nowhere. Nobody in my family has a big nose. Well, it's
fitting because you always talk about how you want to be Jewish.
I just resonate with the Jewish people.
Because of your nose?
It could be that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I watch Jewish people and they act the way I think.
The way you think, but not the way you act or do anything. Just the way you think. And then
You act like
a Jew? I don't think you act that Jewish.
Do you know Jews?
I mean, like stingy. That's about it.
That's stingy.
You're not that stingy.
Stingy. I am though a little.
I don't know you that. I mean, I've known you since I was like 15.
We've never gone shopping. Yeah. I do not spend money.
I don't think we. Yeah.
I'm really reckless with money when it comes to like non-important shit. When it comes to food and booze.
Oh yeah, just all out.
And cigarette. I don't even think twice about it.
Dude, same thing.
I'll just fucking blow $100 at the liquor store.
I'll be like, oh yeah, better fucking save money from not going out to eat and like at work. I'm just gonna pack lunches. Goes and buys a 30 rack of beer. It's like fucking $28-something later, but like I guess it evens out. Don't buy lunch or dinner. Buy fucking replace it with beer instead.
Mine's like I can't spend $60 on jeans.
This is a random thing that popped into my head.
I cannot fucking. Oh no. I can't bring myself to pay $60 for a pair of jeans.
No, dude, I'll spend like $30.
But then I will go blow $80 at the liquor store like it's fucking nothing.
That's a bit excessive.
The other thing
I don't think I've done that.
The other thing is, I'm really reckless with like grocery shopping. I'm super into cooking.
I wish I went grocery shopping.
I don't even go grocery. I go for one meal. I will literally go to the store because I love cooking.
Well, that's amazing, though. I wish I was more into cooking. I just make PB&Js and heat up tomato soup in the microwave.
It's a curse and a blessing because the thing is, I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, I want to fucking from scratch make fucking peakling duck, and I'll go to the store and I'll spend fucking like $80 for one fucking meal.
That is a curse, but that's amazing.
I'll go, like, I have to get the most expensive cheese, and the most expensive cut of this, and the most expensive, like, I buy a whole fucking bush of rosemary, because I want the freshest rosemary.
I want to say this. I was talking to Carter earlier today, where I was telling him how we're going to do the podcast. He's like, is Caden even, like, an interesting dude? Or something, something like that. Or he's like, what is he, like? I'm like, yeah, like,
is Caden even an interesting dude?
Or, like, something like that. Or
I can answer his question for him.
No, yes, you are, because, like, I have no other friends, like, you don't really, like, you're the only friend that will go to the library, or, like, you're one of my only friends that will actually buy books and read books. I have one or two friends that will do that. What was it? You're into fucking comedy, hardcore, and you want to pursue to do stand-up.
Yeah.
Like, and just like what you just said, you fucking spend a shit ton of money on one meal, and you love cooking meals that nobody else really cooks. Like, I don't know any of my friends that enjoy cooking and would go out grocery shopping. Their mom still buys their groceries, dude.
Do you know who I'm fucking obsessed with right now?
Who?
I think I might have told you about this. Marco Pierre White.
Never heard of her.
Oh my god, her.
I just say that about anything I've never heard of.
Fucking obsessed with this dude right now. He's like kind of, he's hailed as like the first celebrity chef. He got real famous.
Wait, is that the dude who's like really fucking creepy that you were showing me? Like scary, like he's really
intimidating.
He's really calm but intimidating and like in like a really sinister way.
He will say something at like in such like a calm demeanor, but it scares the piss out of you.
Yeah, because like that's more scary than just yelling. Like fucking Gordon Ramsay, I feel like that's just all a front. Like, yeah, it's a little like frightening.
Well,
to have
he
somebody...
taught Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, I know. You were talking about this the other day. And
Gordon Ramsay was his student for a long time.
And so, like, Gordon, like, flipped it and made it his own to be like that.
Yeah, well, I should show you footage of him in the kitchen because it's fucking scary. He will yell at you. And he'll call you a fucking idiot. Like, Gordon Ramsay will just call you a dumb fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Get out of my kid. Fucking Marco Pierre White.
You were a disappointment to your entire family. Just like something like
something
way less than like swearing at you.
It's literally like...
It's way harder.
Somebody won't get an order out in time, and it'd be like, I don't understand what kind of man you are.
It's like,
what kind of man has such a weak spirit?
Dude,
and it's like,
whoa.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And I don't get that because it's like, okay, I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings, but it's just fucking cooking. Like, but I think part of me is like, okay, like obviously this is a guy's livelihood.
I have a sister that was a professional chef, and her husband was a professional chef.
I didn't know that.
I've been in professional kitchens. It's a fucking crazy world.
No, and I've heard like it's fucking gnarly and like
do you know Ratatouille?
Oh,
when they
well,
show
of
that
course.
scene of all the crazy cooks.
Yeah.
That's what cooks are like. Cooks are fucking psychopaths.
Just frantic. Like, they take their job extremely seriously from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, is this like the reality TV aspect of it and they're just giving them a little extra drama spice? Or is this how they really would act with cameras off? They probably would act worse with cameras off. Like even more shitty.
The second the camera goes off, there's so much more drugs and
gotta fucking
threats.
gotta stay awake.
No, kitchens are like the last frontier for degenerates to have a job in an everyday place.
I could see like me being a fucking like dishwasher if I were to work in a fucking kitchen.
That's where you start.
Like, but then I would never move up because I'm just like so like nervous about moving up in any situation or like wanting to pursue anything that's out of my comfort level or like learning new things.
I'm that way unless it's like a passion.
Yeah, of course. Like with stunts for me and like, but like I'm pretty passionate about music. I love playing guitar and I love skateboarding. But like after a while, you hit this wall of progression. You're like, nah, I'm pretty content with what I can do. I can do better than most people can do, but also a lot of people are a million times better than I am. But I'm content and I have fun with what I'm doing, but progression seems like it's not going to happen. I think the only thing...
So it's like a hobby.
It's a hobby, which I wish I could like progress at, which I would love.
The more you do it, you'll just progress naturally.
Yeah. Well, and I've been doing both of them like off and on. Like I have like my steady moments where I'm going like hardcore and progressing quick, and then I kind of stop and maybe I'll put it off to the side for a while, pick it back up. Like I picked up a guitar when I was 13, and like I feel like I'm fairly good at it, but like also have so much room to progress. I mean, obviously that's part of life. It's progression, and getting better at anything you care about, and same with skateboarding. But for me, like skateboarding, people will be like, dude, like you'll go hook yourself off a building into a pine tree, but you're too afraid to try to board slide that little 5-rail right there. Like, and then I'll see like little teenage kids fucking doing
that shit
easy. I'm like, like I know I have it in me to learn how to do that probably fairly quickly because I've been doing this for a while. And if I just get warmed up and like lead up to it.
Other thing with that though is that could directly fuck with your passion of stunts.
Yeah. Well,
practicing a skateboard trick where you're going down a fucking rail, you could biff it fucking hard and break an ankle.
Exactly, dude.
Ruin your stunts for a while.
That's what goes through my mind. I'm like, okay, skateboarding. Okay, the point of stunts, not the entire point is to like get hurt or fail, but kind of like you expecting to eat shit and then walk away. Skateboarding, you're expecting to land it, and it's all concrete.
Stunts are...
It's like a one and done.
It's like a failure on purpose.
Right.
You're trying
a lot of stunts. Yeah.
Fail in the least harmful way.
Exactly. Like that's a good way to put it. Like you're trying to like, okay, like in Hollywood, you want to like look like somebody's on fire, like you want to get hit by a car. You want to do that or like fall downstairs. I love Western style stunts so much. Fucking thrown through the front.
I know we were talking about this earlier and you don't like musicals.
Oh, I fucking hate musicals.
Oh, there's a scene in one of my favorite musicals, Singing in the Rain. The main character starts off as like a stuntman.
Singing in the rain.
I like to do pun versions of songs. And do you want to know what my like joke version of Singing in the Rain is? I imagine it Hitler in that scene with Gene Kelly where he's going on the dance pole, splashing in the water with the umbrella and shit. But it's I'm killing all the Jews.
Why?
Just killing all the Jews.
I feel like I know that tune. I've never seen Singing in the Rain, but like I know exactly what you're talking about, like for sure. So like for some
it's
reason,
one of the most
it's
iconic.
Like, yeah, for some reason it's in my brain, but I don't.
Because everyone's made fun of it.
Yeah, that's probably why. Because like
I think there's
like
direct...
Clockwork Orange has made fun of it a little bit. Singing in the Rape, yeah. I'm pretty sure. And then
I don't think they say rape. I think he
what
just.
What do they say? Singing in the Rain.
I think he legitimately just sings "Singing in the Rain."
Oh, I think he fucking I
Singing in the Rain.
No, he like switches it off. I swear, maybe he didn't. I've only seen
Cash Money. He does not do that.
I've only, like I said, I only seen it once, and that was forever ago. I actually didn't follow all the way through because I was like doing something else. But like, he probably doesn't, and that's really weird. But it makes sense. That's what they're doing, right? They're like breaking into people's house, so it's not like that weird that he would say that.
But I'm pretty sure he didn't.
No, he probably didn't. But if he did, you owe me money. No, I'm just kidding. What was I gonna say? There's so many things that are like firing off that I wanted to say before. What were we just talking about?
Fuck, god damn it. I was talking about Singing in the Rain for a reason. Oh, Gene Kelly's character in that movie is a really famous movie star, but at the beginning he starts as a stuntman. And he does like a really cool stunt in it where he gets like punched over a bar in a saloon and falls back and hits like the racks of liquor and they all fall down. It was a really
love that
stunt scene actually.
Like, you know, breaking the candy glass over their head. I love like, you know, they get they get uppercutted, they jump, fall back onto their back through a table and it breaks.
I love Buster Keaton.
Oh my god, he's insane.
He's the fucking best. His commitment.
His stunts were like, I mean, they're all life or death, but his were like in like,
and his were all real.
They're all real, and it's all on like, you know, old film. You know, there's hardly time for a take two.
He barely pretended anything.
Like you have to
There's
like
that.
Okay, but you know who's hands down the best and gnarliest, most insane stuntman? Yes,
it's Jackie Chan. Of course it is,
dude. Oh my god, dude! I would love to film a stunt with that guy, but I could never live up to his talent
or his standards
and gnarliness, dude. Like he would blow homegrown stunts out of the water, and we do fucked up crazy shit. But like he did fucked up crazy shit for movies and had to act after he got fucking hurt, dude.
Yeah.
Like whole another level. Like we're not acting, we're just doing it, and then we get hurt. Like you know, we don't have to like keep a role, you know, keep like character.
The thing is, he's also directing. He was the stunt coordinator. So, like, he's also, like, watching everybody else's stunts, making sure it's good. And it has to be up to his, like...
Yeah.
Watching him, like, direct people's fucking insane. Because, like, they will film a take over 100 times. There was this one... The other thing is, like... God damn it, we're so fucking all over the place. But
fuck it, dude.
The other thing is he's so particular on detail. Like, he has to get it exactly right and it has to be honest. There's a really famous one where he's just at a desk. It's not even an action scene, but he like is like in a chair on the phone, and he like reaches his leg over to his desk and hits a pen. It flies and he catches it in his mouth. And it was 100% real, and he filmed it 100 times.
Oh, I believe it. And you can't really fake that shit back then. It would.
Whoa!
I'll go let him in.
Thank you.
1 second.
You can't fake it.
You can't fake that shit, especially back then. Like, that's extremely... Like, you couldn't just
he
CGI that.
He does it, though.
And
he's never
I think
not.
My favorite stunt, I wish we could, like, show or, like, pull this up. Like,
I know.
Whoever's listening, like, look this up. The stunt where...
Jamie.
What are the... I don't know, like, they're like canopies over, like, old buildings. Like, they're, like, the little, like...
Yes, I know exactly what we're talking about.
He falls through 2 of them, and there's 0 padding underneath him. I don't think he's not wearing any padding. Like, there's one where he lands on his fucking neck, and he has to get up. He does it twice, dude. There's, like, 2 different takes, and he eats hardcore shit both times. Has to, like, keep acting. And there's another... That's my first favorite. And the second favorite... is probably one of his most hardcore ones where he's at the mall or whatever and he jumps onto that pole.
Yes, yeah.
And he gets like 2nd-degree burns on his hands from the metal, falls through that greenhouse thing, all the glass, and barely has any padding that catches him through, like, if anything at all, like any boxes or wood or something to break his fall. It was huge, dude. I'm pretty sure he, like, I don't know if he fractured ribs. Like
I'm sure he's fucked himself.
Oh,
up
he's
so
definitely
many times.
fucked himself up
You
on
see the
other
one where
stunts.
he's like getting dragged by the car,
I don't know.
and then he like, oh fuck, I wish I could remember the scene, but he's like, he's fighting somebody when getting dragged by like a car. If I remember right.
I feel like you definitely would have to be wearing some sort of padding for that, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be getting dragged by a car. I mean, he probably would, though. Like, without padding, you just want to make it as real as possible and then just...
Yeah.
Like, how gnarly is
Like-
that? Like, he's, like, getting paid, maybe not back then so much, but, like...
Well, he's been a huge star.
He's a big
China.
actor and still putting his life on the line to do these fucking stunts.
Biggest, like... The number one selling record in China is a Jackie Chan album.
You're fucking shitting me.
No, I could be. But I know he's, like, he has music. He's such
You know what I just thought
a
of?
huge
Why don't
celebrity.
you fucking pull up Google on this bad boy?
Could.
Can you do that? Like, minimize the recording?
Yeah, I don't even need to have it up. It's recording regardless.
Fuck yeah. Well, just in case we want to look shit up, so I don't have to be, like, on my phone and you just be like, you're already right
The
there.
other thing is, though, we can hear the clicking.
Oh, is that gonna fuck with it?
Maybe. I don't know once we edit it. We can test it on this one, and if it's fucking obnoxious, we'll just never do it again, but...
Yeah, and we don't have to keep looking shit up, too. Just
Not
in
too
case.
often, but the thing is, musicals is one of my guilty pleasure movies. I fucking love musicals, but another
Don't
one of
be
mine,
guilty.
it's just a guilty pleasure movie, you know? It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
watch musicals?
I feel like
but the
you're
other
such a
ones,
child if you give somebody shit for it, though. Like,
yeah, like, people like what they like.
Yeah.
The other one is, though, I fucking love kung fu movies. So
does my
fucking
dad, and I
much.
never got into kung fu movies or
Dude.
musicals.
One of my favorite things to do is get super stoned and watch kung fu movies.
Maybe it's like the mixing of like the lip syncing and just like
I
the
love
cheesiness
it.
of
I don't
it all.
give a shit. Do you know what's one of my favorite movies ever?
Godzilla? No, I don't know. Because there's a
Ip Man.
never heard of it.
So good, dude. Fucking Ip Man is the shit.
Oh,
I actually used to call it, and I'm not positive I'm saying it correctly, even to this day. I've never. I think it's Yip Man
How
or
is it
Ip Man.
spelled?
IP Man.
Ip? Oh, I thought you were saying
But
it.
his name is Yip, but I think it's pronounced Ip, and I fucking feel like such a fucking dummy
You gringo.
on the podcast for not knowing for sure, because they're like my favorite fucking movies, dude.
Favorite.
They're the most. They're all on Netflix.
And then you can't pronounce it. My favorite movie that I don't know how to pronounce.
because it's all in fucking
Japanese.
Yeah.
It's all dubbed over with English.
Yeah.
See, it's like,
And
I don't know what I'd
Trump.
rather do, listen to it in Japanese and read subtitles, or just listen or like be able to understand the English but have the worst lip syncing of all time. I don't know.
I don't give
just-
a shit either way.
Something I didn't grow up with or like care to watch, but growing up my dad loved that.
Yeah.
It's like one thing that I really like that a lot of people our age might not necessarily like is what is it? Twilight Zone, like the old Twilight
Dude, I
Zone.
love Twilight Zone.
I remember the first time I ever watched it. I believe I want to say I was in 8th grade in middle school. We would have like once a week or once every so often in my reading class, our teacher, and she was a complete bitch. I hated her so much, but she would show us Twilight Zone, and I would actually get fucking stoked, dude. Like, yes, Twilight Zone. This is the greatest shit I've ever fucking
so
seen.
good.
Like,
What's your favorite one?
it's so simple. I haven't seen like a shit ton. I was watching them like a couple months ago on Netflix, but I'm trying to think of some one that people make fun of all the time that I do like. It's not fair.
It's not.
There was time now. It's like he was.
I love that one.
He was obsessed with reading, and his cunt of a wife did not let him read. She
Yeah,
was
what?
she was like, who even does that? Like, what kind of sick world? Like, he loves reading so much that he'd read at his bank job. He'd read when he gets home from work, or like all the time. Like, and his wife would like hide his books, or he would hide his books so his wife wouldn't find them, and then she would scribble in his books. So then he fucking one day at like his bank, he goes and hides in one of the vaults,
Yeah.
and it's like the apocalypse, or it's like a war happens, the
Yeah.
whole town gets nuked, and he survives because he's in that bank vault, and when
Yeah,
he comes
and
out,
now he has all the time in the world.
and he
to
finds
read.
a library. Yes, the El Dorado for this guy. He finds a library, and nobody's there to bother him, and he bends over to fucking grab a book, and his glasses fall and break.
That's like an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
No, I love it because everything. I feel like Futurama's made fun of it. Family Guy's made fun of it.
Well, it's because it's such a pinnacle thing of sci-fi.
There was time now.
It's like it's such a at first glance, it's like the dumbest ending, but then if you think about it, that's that whole guy's life.
I know.
And now he has to go...
And then he just can't see, period.
He's like 40.
Yeah. No, he's got 40... I'd play later 40s probably.
Yeah, either way, he has 20, 30 years left to live, but now he doesn't have glasses and his whole life is ruined.
Maybe he did if he had glasses so he could find forage food.
But now he's fucked.
It's the apocalypse.
It's a way darker ending than people like to consider.
Oh, yeah. Another one that I saw...
Dude, you know what my favorite is?
Yeah.
It's The Four of Us Are Dying.
Is that the one where they wake up in the hospital?
No, that's the one with the guy that can switch faces.
Oh, my... Is that he has a suitcase? Or no, that's a different... I don't know if I've seen that one.
That one's so good. He's like a fucking con artist who can just change his face.
Maybe I have. There's one where this guy will grant you any wish.
Dude, the camera one? Where they take a picture of people, or something? I don't remember that one, actually.
Dude, there's one where, these two dudes wake up. They're like, I don't know if they were like, I can't remember if they were like war vets or like they were like injured. They three of them, they go into this hospital. Homie wakes up and he's wondering where his one homie is. And like and he's going through the hospital and he's like, wondering where his friend is. This whole time, they're like, we have no recollection of this guy being here whatsoever, and like all this crazy shit's happening, and then it happens to the next, and then like he disappears, and then it happens to the next guy, and they're like, there was never this so and so here ever, and like you don't, and then he disappears, and then there was just nobody in the hospital. I think how it ends. Like I only saw that one once. Or another one where this guy's like in some sort of like simulation type thing, almost kind of like what's the one with Jim Carrey? Fucking Truman Show, like he's being watched, but like I think he wakes up from like amnesia or a coma or something, like what he thinks, and he just can't remember anything, and he's going into all the stores and there's just mannequins, and there's nobody there, and like dude, he's freaking out. And
if you want a podcast to listen to,
getting a test subject.
No, you finish what you're saying.
No,
Sorry,
you're good.
I interrupted you.
I was saying he was like a test subject. From what I believe, dude, we need to watch more because like I fucking love those.
I haven't watched
They're
it.
like it's so underrated nowadays.
I go through phases where I just go through a whole bunch of episodes.
But you've watched the Black Mirror episodes, right?
A couple. The ones you recommended, I watched.
Oh, so you watched them after I recommended? Oh, dude, they're all really good. Some lesser than others.
I haven't watched the new Twilight Zone.
Oh, me neither. With fucking what is his name?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan.
Which I feel like he's the best guy to do it.
Oh, I know. So it's probably really good.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it. No, there's a podcast that I think you would fucking love because it's like a radio play version of the Twilight Zone. Let me fucking find it because I haven't listened to it for months. There's one episode on there that is fucking amazing.
Of the podcast?
Of the podcast. Because it's like little radio plays. And each one's different. It has like... It's like an episode of The Twilight Zone, but as a radio play. And I know I'm subscribed to it, so I just gotta find it.
Dude, so I used to be obsessed with The Flash on Netflix.
Oh, I've never watched
and
that
I
show.
was getting into the Arrow. I love superhero shit, and it's all like these are all DC ones, like DC's Heroes of Tomorrow, The Flash, the Arrow, and I got over the Arrow after a few seasons. I loved the Flash, and I just found out, 2019 new season. Boom! I started watching. I was like, this kind of sucks. The acting and like the storyline, I'm already over it. And then
I've never really liked those.
When they mentioned the DC Future one, I'm like, I forgot. I have to watch that season, and that was a 2018 season that I totally spaced over to watch. I like missed a whole year of that, so I went back and I was gonna watch that, and I started watching that. Could barely get halfway through that. I'm like, they're just running out of ideas. They're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. These used to be really good, especially The Flash, dude. I could easily say The Flash was one of my favorite series on Netflix for a long time. It was
anytime it's a superhero show, I just like.
I love superhero shit, like The Flash, and like
there's
The Flash,
like CW shows,
and nobody cares about The Flash, and it was cheesy. The first time I saw the first episode, I was like, this is super cheesy. I'm gonna give it a chance, and then after that, I fell in love with it. And then maybe I want to give this season a chance, and I almost feel like I have to watch it just for closure. And I'm like not even going to enjoy it. It's like I'm wasting my time on this planet, like not even enjoying these fucking episodes now.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that. Like, make good episodes.
Yeah, I found that podcast. It's called The Truth.
So radio plays, what does that mean? Like,
It's like back in the day before TV, they had radio plays. So it was like they had a cast of people, and they would do this. They would like literally be
like a play, like a play, like on a stage.
basically,
Like on
it was
stage?
literally like a TV show before it was filmed.
Oh, okay.
So it was literally
So
like
they'd
two
like-
characters would be talking to each other.
So it was all acting.
Yeah.
And it was all, but it was radio. Okay.
Yeah.
So like before TV was invented, and it was just radio, or before they would
Yeah,
film.
exactly.
Okay, all right. Because I was confused when you said radio. I was like, I've never heard of
Yeah,
this.
it's like a radio play. It's literally like, "What are you doing, John? I'm gonna murder you." And then you hear like shing, 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 and like,
Yeah,
and like people
okay.
getting stat, and like they would add in sound effects, bullshit like that.
Okay.
Um,
And this was good though. 'Cause it
I mean,
sounded-
back in the day.
Yeah. Well, you listened to some and you liked them.
Well, like, I don't listen to fucking old. I mean, I have every once in a while. I listen to like old time radio play. Like H.G. Wells, The War of the Worlds was a radio play. He read his
Oh.
book as a real announcement as a radio
I
play.
think I remember hearing that.
And then everyone freaked out and
Yeah.
people killed themselves over it.
Really?
Yeah,
And
dude.
did he
People
get in
thought
trouble?
it was real.
Did he get
I
in
think he
trouble?
apologized.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was the first time a
so-
celebrity went on to a platform and apologized
Yeah.
publicly.
When was that? What,
Oh,
what
1930s,
year?
dog.
Oh my god, so he said, I mean, obviously aliens have been a thing for centuries.
But this is like,
and he's like, oh, the War of the
this
Worlds.
was like the first, dude.
And it's like, he was just announcing, oh, we're being invaded, oh, people are being attacked, like, it's the end of the world, basically. And then people are like, oh, fuck this, I'm not gonna live through this. Hello, Harambe.
Yeah, a radio drama.
That sounds interesting. I feel like...
But these are new ones. So it's like modern day people acting. This one, which is my favorite episode of The Truth, is called Voyager Found. And I'm not going to tell you anything other than that.
I'll have to listen to it. I love listening to that shit at work.
Because and they're really short. This one's 14 minutes long.
Oh, not bad at all.
No.
Um,
It's so fucking interesting.
you'll have to
dude.
text me that so I can
I
remember.
will when we're done. Let's see when the fuck. Yeah, October 31st, so on Halloween, 1938.
He fucking announced that, and oh my god, I can't believe people,
Public reaction.
like I would want to live through that. Like, why are you killing yourself because somebody said that?
Because he's literally. Well, have you read The War of the Worlds?
No, so he's like reading the book, and it's like
He's
very
reading-
graphic and scary.
Yeah, he's not reading the book. He like formatted it to be
Like-
a radio broadcast of. It was almost like a publicity stunt to like, you know, let people know the book was out, like to get people hooked onto this book. But it was literally like, aliens have fucking.
Yes, aliens are fucking invading.
They didn't say that, but aliens have crashed down in a small town in northern Illinois, and they are giant machines are walking around and blasting people and abducting.
Can you listen to that actual recording now?
Probably.
Is that because that sounds? Oh, what I was gonna bring up.
I think he probably like released it later after like. I actually don't. It might be like a fucking myth that people killed themselves over it. I just know I've always heard that.
So,
Hey,
sup, Georgia? We're drinking all your sangria again.
you joining in?
Hey, it's your fault you're not drinking. It's been a week now almost.
Go get a glass.
It has not been a week.
Oh, I said almost. Give it 2 more days.
Give me 2 more days.
No. Hey, you didn't even. You had like
Um,
maybe 1 glass, and then we drank the rest of it.
That's always how it
Asked
is,
for
though.
it for over 2 months in a row.
I'll buy you more.
How much is it? You said it was cheap, like
Yeah,
14
it's
bucks.
fucking- Not even that, probably.
What? This is like a fucking.
Dude, wine's
Gallon.
so cheap, dog. You can get a bottle of wine for like $7.
That's so cheap for how much.
17.
That's so much for how much
Well,
you get.
Caden
You can't
owes
get a 17 fucking gallon bottle of whiskey.
Maybe some moonshine though.
Some
Some
moonshine,
some
boy.
homemade moonshine.
Boy,
How many
let me
glasses have
tell
you had? I feel like this is like my
what.
3rd glass. I'm going a little.
I've
over.
had my second. I haven't poured a
I'm
third.
going a little over the top.
Well, I don't feel like it's hitting me very quick. Oh, what time are we at?
Well, I
We're
want to
supposed
say
to take
one
a
more
break.
thing, and then we can take a little break.
We're at 49, so
All right, after this, I'll take a little break or
Yeah.
whatever. But
tell your
I
story.
was listening.
Huh? The dog one, yeah. Yeah, I was a cute puppy. Anyway.
No, you're good. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Well, it's not really a story, but I was listening to the Jesselnick. You probably already know about what I'm going to say, but I just want to talk to you about it, how crazy it is.
Yeah. Let's talk.
So I was listening to the Rogan and Jesselnick podcast today, and I think they're talking about Carlin and how, like, he went through some, like, shitty specials. You know, he's releasing, like, an hour-long one every year, and he had one that he recorded called...
Yes!
About 9/11. It wasn't about 9/11.
I like it when a lot of people die.
He's like, I kind of like it when a lot of people die. And it was recorded the 9th and 10th of September 2001. And then literally thousands of people, quote unquote, like, you know, conspiracy. No,
shut the fuck up.
Where the fuck's Eddie Bravo?
but yeah, like literally
like, this horrible
day before 9/11.
Like probably the worst thing to happen in American history, like next to fucking Pearl Harbor. Like,
I think it's worse than
dude, thousands of people apparently died, you know, they're actors. But no, like, I kind of like it when people die, and then the next fucking day, after he recorded it, thousands of people die in a fucking terrorist attack, and he's like, well, we're gonna fucking bag that idea.
And then he released it later.
No, I heard that you can listen to it. They just they destroyed the video of it. From what I've heard, you can't watch the video, but you can listen to it. But it wasn't fully fully ready yet. The one that you can listen to, it's kind of like
an earlier.
It's kind of like him talking about and like kind of getting the jokes ready, I think. But
Carlin was a weird dude. Where
I know things you've never seen.
He would write his entire set, so he wouldn't. You know, the normal comedy route is you write jokes, you take them on stage every night of the week. You try them out, and then you get it, and then you form an hour. He would sit down, write an hour, and then like go in to read his hour to audiences.
No, yeah, I didn't know that, but I heard like they were saying like he would have like a card, or like he'd read literally off of something, like in front of everybody.
He was more of a writer than he was a comedian.
That's so
There's a couple
weird.
people like that. I actually like. You know, I've showed you Doug Stanhope.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Stanhope, to me...
He's the alcoholic dude in Arizona.
Yeah, he's a guy that should have been a writer that's a comedian. Like, his jokes are so well worded that if you literally just, like, wrote down everything he said, you could have published it.
Mm-hmm. I've listened to...
And Carlin's one of those guys.
One of his specials. You showed me a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
Actually, today, you know, I found a website that like shows you transcripts of comedian specials,
and so you can read it word for word
transcript
of how
their special is. And I wanted to know how much writing is an actual special, like if you were to write it down word for word. And I was reading through Tom Segura's Mostly Stories, and I copy and pasted every word. Went over to Word, copy-pasted it. And it was like 14 pages.
Is that a lot? Or that's not.
I mean, I don't think that's a lot. You consider a book, even a short story, is upward of 50 pages.
So he just has a lot of laugh pauses.
The other thing is, it also breaks it into paragraphs. So it almost broke it down to every bits of paragraph, which actually I found really informative to show. That's a bit. That's what a bit looks like.
And so, how many words?
How many thank you. How many jokes are in a bit, and how a bit is formed, how long a bit is. It kind of showed that, and I actually found that very interesting. But yeah, only 14 pages. College students have longer essay papers than it takes to make a special.
An hour long or more special.
Hour-long comedy special.
Right. This is back to the 9/11 thing. And a little off subject, but Slayer released an album called God Hates Us All on 9/11/01.
Oh my
God Hates Us All on 9/11/01. And I think their song God Hates Us All, or it's called Disciple, the second track after the intro track.
Yeah.
Disciple, and it's talking about terrorism.
Jesus.
And
hot takes. Slayer knew about 9/11 and didn't do anything to stop it.
Literally, it's talking about terrorism and it's like pessimist terrorist targeting your next ports. Like I swear to God, it's like how the fuck
almost like like the next Pearl Harbor is gonna happen.
It's like how do you they didn't predict it, but like what a fucking coincidence, dude. Like 9/11 and also another band called Leftover Cracked released their first album. It was called Mediocre Generica. They were gonna name it Shoot the Kids at School, but the record company wouldn't let them. Which I love that name. I have a shirt that says it. But it's a Mediocre Generica. It's such a sick shirt, dude. It's like it shows the guy. It's like the backside of a guy holding a 9. And then like on a playground like full of kids, and it's just the dude holding a gun. And then it says "Shoot the kids at school." It's so good. And I always wear so it's called Mediocre Generica, and that also came out in 9/11/01. And then they had after 9/11 they had another album called Fuck World Trade, like obviously targeted towards 9/11. Yeah. And then the album cover is the Twin Towers with like I think like Dick Cheney or Bush or like somebody holding gas pumps on the fucking Twin Towers.
Did I ever tell you I had an 8th grade, you fucking hear Bo, I'll finish this up and then we'll fucking take a break. I had an 8th grade history teacher who was like a hardcore patriot and I fucking hated her. Miss Jacqueline. I'll say her fucking name. She's probably dead.
Good.
I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway, Miss Jacqueline. I couldn't stand her. And she was so patriotic and I was just like
I have something
such
to add
an
after
angry
this.
fucking teen. She used to make us turn in our papers at like this basket at the front of the classroom. That's what, like at the end of the day we all did our fucking worksheet she gave us and we wouldn't turn it up there. She was such a fucking patriot and I drew like this fucking picture of the Twin Towers burning and Bush with 666 on his forehead.
How old were you?
Fucking 8th grade. How old are you in 8th grade?
14. You're 13 or 14.
I hated it. I was such a fucking... I'm such
that's
an
amazing.
anti-authority person.
I love that. Yeah, same.
I did so much shit to piss her off, but I turned that in with like Bush did 9/11. And she got so pissed. I remember her. She was like, who the fuck did not? She was like, who did this? Like, I need to know. The other thing I did is as a school... during some assembly, I don't even remember the fucking assembly, all of the world history classes throughout the entire school, there was like however fucking many. During this assembly, we're going to sing the national anthem. And I sang "O Canada."
Yes.
Thing I didn't know, "O Canada" is longer than the national anthem.
And you were
literally everyone's singing the national anthem. I'm singing "O Canada" being a fucking rebel.
And you memorized it? You
dude.
You fucking nerd. You like went out of your way to memorize "O Canada" in spite of the national anthem.
Exactly. That's how much of an asshole I was.
Fucking ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
And literally everyone stopped and I didn't you hear me for half a second after going, "Oh Canada," and then stop really quick.
Dude,
I got arrested because of her.
What? Dude, you're making me want to say all these stories about my school now.
Yeah, I got arrested because of Miss Jacqueline.
Okay.
Not actually because of Miss Jacqueline.
I want to hear this.
It's not really because of Miss Jacqueline, but I was supposed to give a presentation in that class. And I was like, I didn't do it because I was a terrible student. So I fucked off, and I was like, we're going to slough today to my friend Joe. So we fucked off and we hung out. Okay, Tino.
Shout out to Tino.
Shout out to fucking Tino. I sloughed that day with Joe and we just fucking kicked it in this quarry kind of thing behind my neighborhood. And we just hung out there all day and smoked weed and drank a beer and looked at porn mags that I brought.
That sounds like you made that up. That's like some cheesy 80s movie.
No,
we just drank some beer, smoked some weed, and
literally
looked at some
had
porn
my school
magazines.
backpack and I stole my brother's porn
the
mags.
The epitome of
took weed and then took a beer. Yeah, middle school. This was 8th grade again.
Oh, fuck.
It might have been 9th then because I really don't think I was smoking weed before.
Dude, I started smoking first kind of I had my phase of weed when I was 13.
It was 9th grade.
I was 18.
Every time I said that I was 9th.
I think it's better to start smoking weed when you're older, honestly.
It's terrible for you when you're younger.
It turned me off of weed so bad.
To finish my story, we were hanging out. You can hear the fucking thunder in my headphones. We were sloughing, and we found these old liquor bottles. Like, no labels, fucking, like, years pressed into the glass, like fucking 1950s bottles
And I'm
of
guessing
liquor.
you broke them instead of saving them.
Yes, because I was a fucking idiot.
Bitch. Dude, I actually found an
I
old
actually
bottle
really
cap
bummed
today.
about- Really?
On this, like, that when we went skating on that hike. Look at this old tab. And it's on a Canadian beer that I found. It was like Black
That's
Label
dope.
Canadian beer. Look, that's old, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's not like a
that's not
normal
normal.
bottle tab.
Anyway, so we broke
Or
these
can
bottles.
tab.
We're fucking around, waiting for my brother Cody. We waited all day for my brother Cody to leave. His car never left the house. We were just gonna go back to my house and kick it. He never left, so we had to stay in this quarry all fucking day, and we were breaking these bottles. And then we get the cops show up, and my friend Joe's like, "We gotta go!" And he just skinny ass white kid lunges over this fucking tall ass plastic white fence. And then
I remember last time you tried to hop the white fence. You fucking ate shit, dude.
This was worse. This was
Dude,
worse.
that was
Cops
hilarious.
chasing
It's
me.
the best video.
Blood pumping, little chubby 9th grade Caden with a
Yes.
backpack full of illegal things.
Yes.
And I was
dude.
like running at the fence, and I was like, couldn't get over it, and I was like, fuck! And so I like tried to run the other
This
way.
is a great movie script.
And like I threw the backpack over. I was like, get rid of the evidence. Threw it over, and then like ran the other way, and the cop was like, stop!
You're like,
And I was like,
"Sweet."
fuck! And I like went over to him, and he was like, where's your friend? I was like, I don't have a friend.
I don't have friends.
I don't have friends. Where's your backpack? I don't have backpacks.
Oh my god, I don't believe
But
it.
he literally saw me through the fucking backpack over. We walk around, we get the backpack. He like pressures, and this is literally 14, have never talked to a cop. I'm shitting bricks. They like tell me to get my phone and call my friend. They like, we saw him, and I called him, was like, we're busted. And so he came back? No, I don't think he ever came back. I don't even remember how it turned out. I know I was the only one that got charged
With what,
He
breaking
didn't get
bottles or
charged.
truancy?
with having a pipe.
Oh, he
full
went
of
through your
weed.
bike.
Yeah,
or
he
bike.
found,
your
he saw
backpack.
my backpack. We went around and grabbed it. He literally.
You shouldn't have
took
given him
my
consent. Like, I don't give consent.
Well, I was 14. I didn't understand the way the world works.
I wouldn't have either.
He took my pipe. Like, got busted for that. Got trespassing. The porn mags, which he took. And then my brother found out I
kept
knew
them.
about his porn stash, so then he hid it better, which sucked. But he literally, I remember, it was Hustler magazine. It was not like Playboy.
So
it was like Hustler, where chicks were spreading their pussies.
Yeah, some pretty hardcore shit.
And he literally, the cop said that exact to me. He literally opened to a page, he was like, this is some hardcore shit. And then took him. I remember this old lady, Grandma Hazel, who was like kind of like the grandma to the neighborhood. All the kids would go over there and like ask Grandma Hazel for candy. And she
That
was
is weird, dude. These things,
jawbreakers.
these things that you're telling me don't sound real.
They're
This
real.
like
This
fucking
is my
made up.
childhood.
No,
He's
no.
never went into this much detail ever, so it's bullshit.
Fake news.
It's not bullshit.
No, I believe you because you're going into so much detail that I.
Grandma
can't be
Hazel
bullshit.
was this
I would
old
hope not.
fucking
I'm
lady,
just gonna
and her
take your
husband,
word.
I never met him. He had had a stroke.
Good.
A couple, like a year after I left, and like.
Like in swimming?
Shut the fuck
Like
up.
sweet.
He stroked. Stroke.
No, she was like the grandma of the neighborhood. She would like, we would go over there, knock on her door, and she would give us candy. She had these iced tea flavored jawbreakers that were the best thing of my childhood. I used to pull weeds for her, and she'd give me like $20, and I used to go and spend it on weed and shit.
Hell
But I
yeah.
remember I was in the police car, handcuffed, waiting for somebody to come home. Because turns out my oldest brother, whose car was sitting in front of the
Wasn't
house,
home the whole
wasn't
time.
even fucking there the whole fucking day.
Great.
I
You
could have
guys
just
could
gone
have
there.
avoided being arrested.
So then my brother Connor, who was also a pothead, who had given me the weed that I'd smoked that day, he came out of the house and then saw him and his friend Ashton came out of our house, saw us, and was like, oh fuck. And they bounced. They got in Ashton's mom's car and left. And they like, because I literally told the cops, like, that's my fucking house. Just give me the ticket and let me leave. But like, you need to have a guardian come and release you. And so
Fuck
I'm like,
that.
that's a house. They see my brother come out and then fucking literally bounced so quick.
Yeet.
They ran back into the house, grabbed all of their weed, and took it someplace else because they were scared the cops were going to come to our house.
Raid the house.
And so he was even like, is that your brother? And I was like, yeah. And he's
Yeah.
like, what a piece of shit. He was
No,
literally
what?
like, doesn't have your back, does he? And I was like, nah. I was literally handcuffed in this police car, so uncomfortable. And Grandma Hazel, to get back to that point, drives by with her husband. and like leans out the window.
Strokey
McGee and Grandma Hazel went out the window and was like, "Take him away!"
No.
Like yelled it.
No.
Yeah.
You're shitting me, dude.
This gets crazier.
What?
I do not believe this.
I believe
Don't believe it. This all happened. 100% cross my
Why
heart.
have
Swear
you
to God.
never told me this much detail then?
Because I wasn't drunk.
What? that and I mean, why would it be brought up? I mean, I don't know.
He told me on our first date he got arrested.
Yeah, I definitely told you about the Grandma Hazel thing, and she yelled, "Lock him away," or whatever.
I mean, she remembers everything.
Yeah.
So
I remember everything.
she remembers things that I feel like I've never told you.
Like his
Anyway,
birthday
Just
is
like social
February 29th.
social
to
media.
get back to it, So my mom
1996.
shows up finally after having to drive home. I sat in the car for like an hour and a half, just in a cop car.
Was that your first time and last time being arrested?
Yes, technically arrested. Yeah,
Technically.
He got tased.
Yeah, I got tased once,
What?
but not arrested. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's another story. I want to hear.
So I get. My mom releases
Book him,
me.
take him away.
I'm in fucking like a shit
They
ton
should
of
have
trouble.
taken you away, dude.
Yeah. So I get released. My mom fucking releases me. I'm in a shit ton of trouble. First of all, to get back to that point why the entire reason I slept, I had to go back to school the next day and had to still present that fucking project I didn't do.
Oh my god.
Which was fucking, like, I slept for no reason. Gotten arrested for it. Other thing is, I later was talking to my drug dealer.
Wait, so you slept to avoid that presentation?
And still had to do
That
it
you still had
after
to do the
getting
next-
arrested.
You had to do it
Yes.
the next day. Great, you're fucking brilliant.
I know.
Idiot.
Anyway, so a couple months later, so I got my weed from my brother, who got it from like a lady that lived 2 doors next down, who was like our friend's mom. This chick named Amy, who was real chill. She would let us smoke weed. She, like, in her back carport had just chairs set up, and we were allowed to go back there and smoke weed. Real chill lady.
Wait, your neighbor let you just go back as a middle schooler?
Yeah.
And smoke weed?
She used to sell my brother weed.
Good,
And that's how I
neighbor.
got weed. I used to buy weed from her.
That's actually
Found
really,
out
It's really chill, actually.
she was a nice lady. Terrible influence. Like, nobody should
Yeah.
have let me be smoking weed. Found out she was, like, she heard glass breaking, assumed somebody was breaking into a house in the neighborhood, called the cops.
Your drug dealer called the cops on
my
you.
drug dealer called the cops on me.
Oh, what a bitch. She didn't know, though. She
didn't know, and she gave me a free sack out of it. So, I mean, all ends and ends well.
Wait, how did she find out? Did you tell her the story? Like, yo, I got arrested.
I got arrested, yeah.
Like, yo, I got arrested. We were breaking bottles.
And she was like,
And
that was
she-
me.
And then she's like, oh, wow, sorry. Like, here's a free sack of weed.
Here's a free sack of weed.
Does
So
your
all
mom know
ends-
that your neighbor used to sell you weed?
Probably now. I don't know. But anyway, time for a break, I think.
Dude, one more thing, this really quick.
Really?
You should have your mom on here and tell her all the things that you don't think she knows
My
that
mom
you did.
didn't know that I accidentally broke up the meth lab in our neighborhood.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
that would be hilarious. Then she'd just like, what the fuck? You've kissed Kyler on the lips 10
Multiple
times?
Yeah.
Have a faggot
There's
for a
some
son.
shit that fucking shocked the piss out of my mother. Anyway, time for a fucking break. We'll be back at it in a minute. And we're back.
Yes. So excited.
So exciting. Okay, time for round
You're like holding
2.
a huge bottle of wine as you're holding a
It's
shot.
glass. This is how I do.
You're just
This is
ready.
my definition of double fisting.
Yes. Cheers, man. Like literally, like I mean, it's not that bad. It's just like triggers this like I don't know, dude. Like it just lasts for a good 5 seconds after I take a shot of hard liquor.
Yeah.
What's your favorite hard liquor?
By itself?
By itself, and then I guess you can pick one to mix.
By itself, I think I'm a whiskey man.
Ah,
I like
jeez.
drinking whiskey with ice and a couple drops of water. By
A
itself.
couple drops of water.
Yeah.
Water it down. No, my mom does that too.
Well,
with
it also
hot-
Just
brings-
more water than a couple drops.
Well, yeah,
It just
a
depends.
splash.
Yeah,
My mom-
splash of water.
My mom will do that with vodka.
Well,
dude.
it also brings out flavors.
She'll mix water and vodka. There's like water it down so it's easier to drink.
Well,
Dude,
it makes
my
it
mom's
easier to
so-
drink, but it also brings out flavor of whiskey.
She's so self-conscious of her weight, and like she's always been in good shape like all my life. Never been like she's had 4 boys and has no problem with weight, but it's like I never see her
That's
eat.
insane.
And she does. I don't want to say she has a drinking problem, but she drinks excessively like I do.
Yeah.
And that was what I was gonna say earlier about.
I drink like my mother.
No, literally, like, if I were to have adopted the 2 worst traits of my parents, it'd be my dad's anger issues and my mom's alcoholism.
Yeah.
But
I get
my
that
mom's
for sure.
very, very not health conscious, but like, make sure she doesn't gain weight because she used to be anorexic or bulimic when she'd throw up in high school. She weighed like 80 pounds in high school. She weighed like 80 pounds. I mean, she's 5'2" or 3. I think she's like 5'2", I think. But still, like 80 something pounds in high school. Like, it's sad. But she's obviously way more healthy now. But she's still like, I hardly see her eat. And like when we go out, it's always salads. But like with drinking, she definitely likes to drink beer. But I think she tries to lean towards light beers. And like the mixing vodka with water because she doesn't want
say my favorite mixing liquor that I like to mix with is vodka.
But she's not like she's had normal jobs. Like she can hold. She's not. It hasn't become a problem. But yeah, like vodka's very
versatile.
Versatile. Yeah. I like. You know what I really like the taste of when it's mixed is gin. I think gin has a really good mix.
I've never really had gin other than gin and tonics. And
which are pretty good. You don't like them? Gin and tonic and lime.
They're aight. Like, I will drink them, but they're not, like, my favorite.
Well, yeah, I'll drink anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like gin and cranberry.
I can hear him.
Gin and cranberry or gin and Sprite. Yeah, I'm just gonna get up.
Thank you.
Like gin and cranberry and Sprite is like, we'll have to try it sometime. It's really fucking good.
Well, I'm sure that would be fucking
like,
fantastic.
I know gin tastes like really piney on its own. Like
It
gin
does.
is not one to take shots of. You can like literally take shots of almost any hard liquor, but like I can okay. That's one liquor that I can usually drink without making a face. Usually dressed is tequila. You know, salt and lime. Shoot it.
Oh, I love shots.
I love doing like that's my go-to. I'll do shots of whiskey now. Like that, I'm leaning.
It's just what I order because I don't know what kind of liquor, other liquors, brands to get.
Well, I usually just say
like,
the well.
Can I get a shot of the well?
Well whiskey. I don't know how to say it because I've heard other people say it differently. Like I've heard one friend say Wells whiskey, and then when I asked them, they're like well is the cheapest.
I don't want the cheapest, but I don't want something expensive.
I
want
definitely
a good
want
middle
the cheapest.
ground.
I don't care about the taste.
I don't want the. I guess
it's a shot.
That's a fair point.
It's just a shot.
I don't know. Part of it's like I don't want to seem like a fucking bitch ass motherfucker to the bartender.
I don't think they think that at all, and it's usually not.
I think
even,
it's just my own.
It's usually not even that much cheaper. I don't even know if it's cheaper at all. Like they could literally be like, "Fuck you! I'm getting you the most expensive shot." Like, what am I gonna do? Like, not pay it after I fucking drank it? I'm not gonna know. Like,
yeah.
Oh, this smells like Patron.
I definitely just like. I've had the thing where like I don't know a lot of brands of whiskey that they'll have station other than like Jack Daniels
honestly,
or Pendleton. So it's literally like the cheapest to like something a little bit more expensive.
Wild Turkey or a Seagram 7.
I didn't even know that one.
Dude, when I was younger, my buddy Zane, he was the first person I ever got drunk with, and I think the first thing we got drunk off of when we were 18 was Jack Daniels. And it was always room temperature because we'd have to hide it. And we'd always like hide beer in my room or in the big room, aka the downstairs living room. We'd hide beers. Dude, one time we hid beer, a case of Budweiser in an old dresser.
Damn, I just saw that.
Years later, my dad's like, "Hey, did you know there's a fucking case of beer here?" And I checked the expiration date. It's like 2 years old. I'm like, dude, we must have fucking hid the beer before I was 21. We must have hid it here and forgot about it somehow.
I think I told you this, but I think it was on the last podcast that didn't get recorded or is fucked up now. But the first person I really drank with was my brother-in-law Nate. I'd had a couple of beers. Literally, I remember the actual funny thing about that story I was telling before the break. I snuck a beer for us to drink and then smoke weed while we were sloughing. Just one beer. It was one beer. And I brought a mug to drink it out of. And I brought a mug I had had since I was a kid. I've had this mug since I can remember. I remember actually, like, it's kind of fucked up now thinking about it that my mom would let me do this. But I used to drink coffee when I was a young kid, like 7.
That's probably why you're so short.
Oh, definitely. Cigarettes, coffee, and weed are the reasons I'm... Like, I would have been 2 inches
Coffee,
higher.
God, and cigarettes.
I would have been at least 2 inches taller and longer, if you know what I mean.
Does it really stunt your growth in that sense?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I
feel like that's what you're like. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to dick size, what you got is what you got from the day you're born.
But anyway, that was just a joke.
And when people give you shit for dick size, like, oh, you have a small, it's like,
yeah.
What do you want me to do about it?
That
Like,
was just a joke. I don't think that
I don't think so
coffee's
either.
the reason I have a small penis. I have a small penis because I have a small penis.
No, yeah.
But anyway, to get back to
like
that.
when people say that, it's like, what do you want me to fucking do about it? Like there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm not gonna get surgery. Like, go ahead and make fun of my small dick. That's all that I like.
Yeah.
I was born with that. Like, good for you. You're so funny. Like, you can actually do something about your flat ass. Dumb bitch. You're fat. Like, you do some squats, stupid.
I used to have this coffee mug when I was a kid, and I would just like a little bit of coffee. It was like 1/4 coffee to 3/4 creamer.
Oh yeah, always. That's
And
how my
sugar
little brother
when I
is.
was a little kid.
It's pure sugar and creamer.
But I was also 7.
Yeah.
And I used to read, we used to get the newspaper, and I used to read the comic strips with a little tiny cup. And the cup of coffee, it was a green Mighty Morphing Power Rangers coffee
Legend,
cup.
dude. I love that.
And I used to, like, drink coffee out of read the comics. I took that with us that day to, like, so we'd have a thing
put beer
to
in.
put the beer in. So we could, I don't even know why, because you can drink out of a beer cup. I was so dumb.
A beer can.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
And I left
fuck
it,
dude.
I literally
no,
drank it, and the beer was
Snail,
gross, and I was fucking being funny or whatever, drank it. It was like, that's gross.
You threw
Beer's
it and
gross.
broke it.
Threw it, and I never picked it back up. And it's
Oh,
still probably in
Dickhead, it's
that
lost.
weird little quarry area.
Where is that quarry? Murray?
Murray, back where I grew up.
Let's go find it, dude.
I bet we fucking could. Let's do it.
It's like probably buried,
I
though.
wanna go.
I guarantee it's buried, but if it's not, like... I mean...
I know exactly where it is.
There's
It's behind
there's like years of
the
people...
Gold's Gym off of Van Winkle. In their back alley, there was a like weird walkway up that like inclined up to these fences that led behind my neighborhood. And Cash Money, it's still there.
It probably is. I would feel like it's buried underneath like grass or soil, or like something might be broken. Somebody might have picked it up and like, this is cool, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Or what I was gonna say, there's like years of like community service and like people
go
that
pick it
their
up.
job is to like go clean up shit. Like I feel like they might have picked it up, thrown away. It's somewhere in the world. Who knows if it's still in that fucking quarry? That'd be fucking amazing if we could go find it, though. Like,
I love that
holy
coffee
shit!
cup.
I'd probably give you like $50 if you found it. Like, that's how much I'm willing to bet that you wouldn't find it. Whenever
We'll
we
fucking
should
look
go.
it up and we'll post it if we find it. I'll post a picture
Well, but
on our Instagram.
Should we make a bet though? Like, if you
find it,
I'll give you 50 or whatever, and then vice versa if you don't find it. Because I feel like
We'll
the
buy
odds
the
are
next
so
bottle for
stacked
this.
against you.
we'll buy the next bottle for this podcast.
Okay, whoever if you
If I
find it,
find
I'll
it-
buy the next bottle, and if
I
you don't find it, you buy the next
Deal.
bottle.
We're
Which, I
going
mean,
this-
every
we're
time-
going this weekend, maybe Sunday.
Every
we'll
time
go.
you've provided the alcohol anyway, so I feel like I need to contribute a little bit. But
Well, you still can, but I'll also buy a bottle for it.
dude, what I was gonna say, because you said go on Sunday, are you still interested in like rock climbing or slacklining or any of that stuff at all?
Yes, if I was in shape.
Well, I was gonna say, I think Sunday, Landon and I are gonna go rock climbing. If you're more than welcome to join, if you want to hang out, if you want to give it a go. I don't know if you'd want to or not, but
Probably not. Just because I don't even have climbing shoes that fit my feet anymore.
because you have white ass feet.
I have very wide ass feet. The last time I bought rock climbing shoes, I was 13.
What size feet are you? 10 and a half?
10 and 10.
I wear 10 and a half. So,
I'm a 9.5, but I have to wear 10 because my feet.
so these are 10 and a half, but I mean they're rock climbing shoes, so they're always pretty narrow. They might be able to fit you, but you might have like flippers for feet.
They probably will fucking fit me.
Well,
And just-
fuck, dude. I mean, I always hear you.
Sister's coming into town.
Well, I mean, he already
Well,
said
yeah,
he
but
won't go
she'll be
anyway.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go either
Oh.
way, but like, she'll leave in the morning.
It'd be cool if you did go. Like, I mean, you just check it out. Like, no judgment. You met Landon, right? Like, he would be stoked if you came.
Yeah,
like,
he dated a chick
Keisha.
that I used to know from middle school, back in
Keisha.
those days when I was a degenerate.
The Tongan chick?
Yeah,
Keisha.
she's fucking nice as fuck. I remember one time, God, I was so angry at her. She didn't fucking...
She's like, yeah, her dad's like Simone Tongan, whatever, you know, Islander, and she's...
She's half?
I think both of her parents are...
Something, but I don't think one of them's... I think one of them's...
No, her mom's definitely darker too, but I don't know, she might be half...
Tongan.
But her dad definitely, I feel like they... Dude,
I don't know.
I've met her dad, like, dude, they're really cool. I was surprised they didn't work out. You know, like you see...
They were kind of perfect for each other?
You see couples like, oh man, they do so much together. Like, they traveled to Asia.
They definitely have the same interests.
Yeah, they went to Asia together, which I think was the problem, dude. And they're both so interested, like, highly in, like, pursuing their own goals, and they're somewhat similar. It's like, it was hard for them to, like, really focus on themselves when they're so, like, want to pursue their own shit. And, like, they kind of... I feel like it could have worked out. I mean, I don't know. Like, it seemed like they were going great. And when he told me that they broke up, I was like, really? Like, you were the last couple that I thought would break up. Like, you traveled to Asia together for, like, a month or two. You both love skateboarding, rock climbing, like every like outdoor activity is like you both have huge interests in. But like he has a more legit interest, and she's more like to post a picture or a video and like to get that like social media, like, hey, look at me, I'm skateboarding. Hurry, post a picture or video. I'll do a little thing. Better post that. It's like he'll do that too, but I know for a fact I've been with him plenty of times where we don't post pictures or videos at all, and we just do it. Like
the actual passion that he posts pictures, rather for the passion to post the picture.
Yeah, it's like. And he likes photography a lot. Yeah. Like I don't know. That's how he said that happened one time. Like they went out to go skate or whatever. She got on her board for like a second, took a picture or video of her on the board, and then got off, and then that was it. And then she posted like it was like sick day of skating or like, you know, something along those lines. It's like what didn't even go skating. It's like, all right, like I guess like today when we went skating, like I didn't even like have the mind to like pull my phone out, but we were like bombing this hill, and for a second I thought I was gonna get speed wobbles and eat absolute shit, because we must have been going around 20 miles per hour on our skateboards, and my trucks aren't tight at all.
Yeah,
but
I always wanted to get into skateboarding, but I was always like, I can't. The second I get on a board,
you just don't have that like equilibrium balance for it.
All of my balance, and I was always like that chubby kid. Well, so it was never like,
dude, there's some chubby skaters out there who are fucking amazing.
Yeah. Like,
really, like, way bigger than you.
Yeah. At the time, I thought I was, like, every skater I knew was twig thin.
Oh, they are, though. They really are. But, like, you can be so... There's this dude named Grudge Haji, and he's, like, a shorter... Maybe about your height, but, like, really big. Like, super chubby dude.
It just was, like, I think, a personal mental block for me.
Well, Tyler, he's... I mean, I feel like Tyler's an athletic person, but, like, self-taught athletic, not naturally born athletic, which I feel like is almost better. Like, he had the drive to like train himself to be athletic in like a sports way, but the second he steps on a skateboard has no balance, you know, can like play baseball, football, you know, has like that athleticism part, but no balance on a skateboard whatsoever.
Yeah, dude.
Which for me, I feel like almost came more naturally. Same with guitar. Like there's like certain things that are kind of like more your way, and then you can choose to get way better at it or kind of like be mediocre, which I feel like I choose to be mediocre at almost everything.
That the skills I'm naturally talented at are like the skills of like a street performer or like a clown.
Look at me, dude. Like I'm like somehow like you
want to know something I'm fucking great at?
Like I'm good at jumping into trees.
You know something I'm great at for no reason whatsoever?
Wait.
Are you gonna guess? Actually,
is it like street actor, like freak show performance type?
It's just a useless talent that nobody's good at, but it looks cool.
Nobody's good at.
I mean, not nobody. A lot of people would be good at this. It's just something I'm really fucking good at.
I was gonna say juggling.
I wish I could juggle.
Unicycle?
I can use. I used to be able to unicycle.
See, I never could. My dad could. Like he was really good. I've seen him do it.
I was okay. My friend had a unicycle. Dude, I was actually so pissed. My friend Joe, the same one I got arrested with, got a free unicycle from this dude who was like, he used to have this guy. I wish I could fucking remember his name. God, Pete. He used to have a family friend named Pete who was in Vietnam and came back and got hurt. I don't know the full story of how he got hurt, but the dude has like money from the government out his ass.
He just wanted to buy a unicycle.
He buys the weirdest shit always.
He's just like, oh, I should have a unicycle. I'll never touch it, but...
There's so many things. He bought like a $2,000 bird and just was like, I don't want this anymore. Here, Joe. Like, Joe got all of this shit. This dude, Pete, who never worked. I never saw... He never had a job. Got his money from the government for some reason. And like, shit ton of money, I'm assuming, because he would just buy crazy shit. He would buy like samurai swords out the ass, and like everything he got sick of, he would just kick back to my friend Joe. So my friend Joe had the coolest shit. And he kicked back this unicycle.
Good for him though, because he's not a hoarder. He's just like, I'm never gonna use it.
He's definitely a hoarder.
But like, okay, so you have cool shit, and then be like, I'm not gonna use this. Here, kid, have it. Like, instead of being like, no, like I'm not using it, but no one can use it.
Yeah.
Like,
he would buy something, get sick of it, and give it to Joe.
Dude, unicycles are fucking
he gave
hard.
A snake to Joe.
That's amazing.
He gave
I love
birds
snakes.
to Joe.
I love snakes.
Yeah.
I love pets in general.
Well, my friend Joe was like, he always had pets. Always. I never been to that dude's house where he didn't have at least like 4 pets.
Dude, if only you knew me when I was little, dude. Can I list off the name of pet, or like, not names.
The names? Buster.
Yeah, I actually had a dog named Buster.
I know you did.
Okay, I thought you were just like somehow like,
no, I know you
wow,
did.
you cunt. Buster was my favorite. He really was my favorite dog.
Yeah.
But no, dude, growing up, I had 3 bearded dragons, 2 leopard geckos, 2 red-eared slider turtles.
Ooh, I heard that one in the fucking head.
A blue-tongued skink, and now I have an Asian forest scorpion. Those are just like my personal pets that I liked, and then my brothers have had a ball python.
I fucking saved that ball python's life.
It was you and Alan with the duct tape and the oil. Dude, that's actually a common thing that happens because snakes will like all the time push themselves out of their cage. They're powerful enough and smart enough to do that. They push the lids off their cages. They actually have lids now that are like self-locking, so they can't do that. Like I have one now with my scorpion, who would obviously never get out in the first place. But anyway, they get out, and then people are like, oh, I'm just going to put duct tape around the lid, and they won't get out. They end up getting out anyway, and they get stuck in the duct tape. And then
so stuck.
And then it ends up killing them because it's so stressful, or like fucks them up because it's so adhesive to their skin. And you guys saved them. I didn't want anything to do with it because it wasn't my pet, and I felt so bad.
Dude,
I felt horrible.
I had no experience. So what happened?
Oil, like olive oil or something.
Yeah, what happened is we just went over to his house one day to kick it.
To my house.
And like his mom was freaking out about their snake.
My little brother's snake, and I was never allowed to have a snake growing up. And like, oh, here, I have a fucking snake. You guys don't give a shit.
That's how it goes.
It sucks, dude.
Snake was it?
It was Kessler's and Cutter's snake. I think it was Cutter's snake, actually.
I get
my
there.
Littlest brother.
We're hanging out for a second, and then his mom comes in freaking out, like, because she was watching the snake or something. It was her, like, she was supposed to watch.
She just takes care of everyone's pets because anyway. It's like, I want this pet. 2 weeks later, don't give a fuck about it.
I just remember she felt super guilty about it for some reason. She was freaking out. They weren't home, your brothers. And so she was like, holy fuck, we need to fix, like, the snake's gonna die. And we're all like, what the fuck's gonna happen? And it's like, the snake got out but got stuck on the duct tape they had on the rim of the cage.
To keep the lid on. Because snakes will push themselves
nobody
out
else was fucking stepping up.
Oh, dude, I was just like, I didn't want to be like.
I didn't remember who was there.
I remember I was there, and I didn't want to be responsible for killing it, for trying to get the tape off. Because literally, you go to pull the duct tape, and you see the snake's skin come with it. It was not giving at all.
And so I was like,
somebody looked up ways to get it off.
I looked it up because Alan's a sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Our friend Alan's a sweetheart, and he immediately went to go help. But then I was like, none of us know what the fuck to do.
No.
I Googled it really fast, and I was like, just reading everything I fucking could about it, and I was like, okay, I know what the fuck to do, Alan, give me that snake. So me and Alan sat there for fucking ever. We used oil, so we just like
olive oil?
The snake's whole
or vegetable
body.
oil?
I don't even remember.
There's some kind of cooking oil.
Yeah, it was just regular oil, and we would like get a corner up and then rub oil on the snake backwards, and, like with his scales as not to hurt him. He lost scales. I remember we ripped out scales. There's no way of avoiding that. But you just have to lift up a corner and then oil it. And oil around the thing.
Oh, it took forever.
We were fucking in that bathroom for 2 hours trying to get this fucking duct tape off the snake.
I wasn't around. I think I came like here and there to check.
In and out, yeah.
And I was like, no.
Me and Alan were in that fucking bathroom for hours trying to figure out like how fucking fix this.
Because the worst part, it was on the snake's head as well.
Yeah,
it was a little ball python.
Of the head.
It wasn't
the
a
top
big...
of the head was actually the easiest part.
Oh, that's good.
It wasn't super stuck on that. So that was like the first chunk we got done. And then that was out. But then his head was out. So he was like... Did he
ever try to bite you? Or he was just like... He was probably just
ball
scared.
Ball pythons are very docile.
He was probably just scared and stressed.
My friend Joe... Again, how we got on this fucking point. Jesus Christ, we diverted.
Well, I was going to say... Are you done with that story? Because... That ball python,
we ended up fucking getting the snake out
of the that python, I don't know how many weeks later, or months or whatever, but he ended up dying because he got out again, obviously no duct tape, got out of his cage again, and we couldn't find him, and then however long later, they found him underneath my brother's bed, which is in a different room that they had him in. Found him under the bed dead, probably because, lack of warmth, water, and food, mostly water. If they had water and food, but like dehydration will get the animal.
Yeah.
Which sucks, dude. But it's like, I had a hard time feeling sympathy because it wasn't my animal to take care of, dude. I love my scorpion so much. And it was like a $30 pet, which Asians eat constantly off shish kebabs. Like, fucking, like,
yeah.
It's like, nobody cares about fucking arachnids or insects or any type of bug pet. I love my scorpion. And dude, and he's never pinched or stung anybody. Like, so gentle.
I think your scorpion's dope as fuck.
Dude,
I'm never gonna touch it.
He's so badass. My mom's held him, dude, and my littlest brother. Like, he's not like really that threatening.
What are you saying? Your mom has a bigger dick than me?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I hate. I don't have anyone to touch it.
I've actually grown love for spiders. Like. I love bugs, dude.
I love spiders, and I wish I wasn't scared of them.
Well, he's a little bitch.
You just gotta think they don't try to bite.
Little bitch is excessive.
You just gotta think they won't try to bite you if they don't feel like they're about to. If they don't feel like they're about to get squished. I feel like they're not going to try to bite you. Because, like, you're huge.
I just have a weird thing. I get freaked out.
Oh, dude, I used to be a fucking arachnophobe or just, like, bug phobe. Like, I hated any sort of bug on me at all. Like, mostly beetles, actually.
I can't even have an ant on me.
They have those, like, weird, like, beetles have, like, those, like, latchy things. I mean, all of them kind of latch onto you. Like, my scorpion, if you look, and spiders, like, tarantulas, they have, like, these little toe claw things on the end of each leg.
Yeah.
That help them lock on. But that's what I used to hate about beetles, because like you touch one of those and they'd lock onto you and I'd freak out.
No, I can't handle any bugs.
But like I used to be like that, and then I filmed the show and we had a thing with bugs, and I was freaking out, cringing, like almost like on the borderline of like crying because I was so creeped out. And then after that I was like, you know what, I want to buy a pet scorpion. And the reason we bought the pet scorpion was to sting my friend in the balls. And then after, we end up not doing that to him because we felt so bad because
for the scorpion.
Because the way to get a scorpion to sting you, especially with the bigger ones, you have to not even scare them, you have to pester the fuck out of them, and you have to make them almost feel like they're gonna get squished or killed.
Why?
Because they're not just gonna sting you.
Yeah.
Like maybe the littler ones are because they
have to feel like their life's in danger.
Like, yeah, whether they're wild or like the littler ones are probably going to sting you because they have bitchy little claws and their venom's way more potent. So they're probably going to sting you way quicker than like an Asian forest scorpion or an emperor scorpion because they have those big claws and their stinger is about as potent as a bee sting. So it's not going to do shit to you. I've actually heard that's a little milder than a bee sting sometimes.
Wow.
And so I've only seen him use his stinger once or twice on crickets. Every other time, he just crushes the fuck out of them with his pincers and then eats them alive. And their mouth kind of remind me, Blade, the vampires, how their mouths kind of like separate. That's what their fucking mouths remind me of, dude. They actually have like.
Will you go close that door real fast?
Their mouths almost look like.
My dog just opened that door.
That's a little weird.
Like he opened the garage door to get inside. My dog can open any door in this house.
See, that's how my black lab was. She could open the sliding glass door.
No, I'm a huge fucking insect phobe.
Well, I feel like once you kind of like get more educated about them and kind of like get over your fear.
I know all of like I love insects. They're very interesting to me. I can't stand being around.
I don't like the quick ones, like quick spiders. Like if they're crawling up my arm really quick.
Whoa. I try to save any spider.
Oh, me too, dude. I'm that guy.
If he scares me, he dies.
If they're on me and I don't realize it, I'm like, I scream like a little
jump out of me
like a little bitch.
There's like a reactionary thing where
of course.
But I will try to save every spider that I see.
Yeah, of course. That's how it should be.
It's literally like I'm so scared. I can't touch them. I can't be near them. If they move too quick, I freak out. Literally every fucking time I try to catch a spider. It's literally like, okay, come on, little guy, and I get my cup and I get a piece of fucking like cardboard.
Because they don't want to hurt anybody, dude. No. They're innocent little fucking creatures.
And I'll like go to get it, and I'm like, just get in the cup.
And then they fucking
get
out of there.
And then they move too quick, and I'm like, ah! Okay, just get in the cup. Come on, little guy, come on. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah, you gotta have nerves of steel, dude.
I'm trying to help you out. I'm just get in the cup. Get in the cup.
Dude, sometimes I halfway save them. Like, I won't squish them, but I'll put them in a cup, put the lid on, and throw it in the garbage.
That's so much more.
I'm like, you're alive for a second. Okay, I'm throwing you away. I feel like I just don't want to squish them, and I just put them through like a worse death. But it's not. I usually don't do that.
Get the cup. I will get like a piece of paper on the cup that's like thick enough.
And throw them outside,
so I don't feel them crawling in the paper. And then I'll get them outside, and then I will like grab the cup by like 2 fingers by the end, so I'm as far away as possible, and then I'll just move my hand from the front of the cup and just like let them crawl out. Like I can't. Spiders freak me out and I hate that I let that happen because they're such interesting and unique insects.
I don't even think they're that ugly.
And they're so no, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I find some spiders beautiful, but if they're next to me, I am a little bitch. You know what really fucks me up?
What?
Flying bugs.
Which is weird. What in specific? You hate bees? Or like what?
I hate wasps.
See, I don't even...
Bees don't freak me out unless they're in the house.
Dude, they actually are adorable. They're all fuzzy and they're like, oh, like I'm just trying to...
Yeah.
And every time
I'm in enclosed space
I've held a bee
them,
on my hand and it was crawling around and he was just chilling.
Sweet.
He was just chilling.
Bees
dude.
are sweet.
Bees
and I
are
love bees. Bees are they're so important.
Oh yeah, I know.
I hate being that
dude, don't hate being that person.
I don't hate being that person, but like, you know how everyone's like, save the turtles, no more straws at Starbucks, which is actually very important.
Good, but fuck you. No,
I don't know what your point.
Not fuck you, but fuck straws. Because like seriously,
I 100% agree with that. But then also like, that same person will freak out about a bee. Bees are so much more important than turtles. I don't want to place importance on an animal.
Oh no,
but bees are important.
Like they actually like. Whether they know it or not, they serve such a huge purpose. Oh, so really quick, there's a fucking Black Mirror episode where the bees are extinct and they have robot bees. Like, that do the same thing that bees would do to keep the planet alive. And then somebody hacks the bees and they fucking start killing people.
What?
And then there's a Twitter stream where it's like, because they think it's a joke at first and like, you should kill so-and-so next. Like, say a political person that says something fucked up, or like a musician who does something fucked up, like, kill so-and-so. And if it's like a hashtag they use on Twitter, and then they go and they target that person and kill them, but at the end, when they try to deactivate it, it goes and kills everybody who used that hashtag to kill somebody else. So there's like all these fucking millions of people who are getting killed because they use that hashtag to kill this one celebrity. It's super trippy. It's pretty cool. I like it. It was a good episode of Black Mirror. Like, you should just watch all of them because
I need to. I just don't like. I space it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like,
there's so much shit to watch out there. I know, but they're great. I mean, some of them. I feel like they're almost all really amazing. Like, there's been a couple I'm like, wow, that dude, you're like that guy who like opens a beer, sets it down, grabs another beer, and then opens it. Except Caden just did it with cigarettes. Put the cigarette in his mouth, set it down, grab another cigarette out of the pack, put it in his mouth, realized he had 2 ciggies right in front of him.
I took this one out at least 10 minutes ago.
Amazing.
No, winged, but moths.
Oh yeah.
Moths scare the shit out of me, dude. I've had full-on hour-long battles with moths that were stuck in my room. I used to live in the upstairs room of my house. Very top room. And I remember there was this moth in there. It was like midnight. And I was just chilling, a little stoned, watching legit Jim Jeffries show, which I fucking love that show. And I was just fucking chilling. And then I see like a fucking moth land on the fucking screen. And I was like, oh, hell no. And I fucking got up, turned on the lights, and then, like, saw it on the thing, and I, like, went to go smack, and then it flew off. And I was like, fuck! And so I, like, go to chase it, and I'm, like, trying to swat it with, like, a t-shirt to get it, and, like, it's just fucking missing it. And, like, I'm not even gonna get into the whole fucking story. I was, like, I thought I hit it at one point, and then I was looking for it for fucking ever, and then I moved one fucking shoe, and it flew out of my face, and It was just a prolonged battle with this fucking moth. I have epic battles with moth. Like, so fucking long in the middle of the night just trying to fucking kill this moth.
It's like that Breaking Bad episode where almost the whole episode is about
100% that's exactly what it was
trying
like
to kill
with
the
a
fly.
moth, and also I am not as cool as that guy.
Well, dude, but I get that way with houseflies. I'll because when you try to sleep, they fly into your ear or they land on you and you get a little tickle. And flies are way worse than moths because moths are attracted to the light.
Yeah.
They'll go to the light, and if there's no light, I feel like they're kind of just blind. They're chilling. They're not doing much. But flies will constantly fly around you while you're trying to sleep. Like all the time if they're in your room.
So annoying.
And like literally, those bugs won't do anything. But like I fucking despise flies more than anything on this planet. Like living wise, for like have sympathy for anything. Yeah. Like flies and mosquitoes and flies and that. No, but I was going to say, I have an irrational fear of crickets. It's not like a huge phobia, but I fucking hate crickets.
They're creepy.
And crickets and grasshoppers. I think grasshoppers are kind of cool looking, but I fucking hate crickets.
Fucking creepy.
I hate them because, like I said, I don't like the quick bugs, right? So they're kind of chilling, and so you go nix them, and they fucking jump, or like the grasshoppers will jump and fly away. And then once you hold one and you capture one, they're sitting there jumping around in your hand. They can't bite you or do shit, but they're sitting there jumping around and being all creepy.
Yeah.
And my mom, if there's one thing in this world that would give her a heart attack, or she's over the top extremely afraid of, is grasshoppers and crickets. And if you pretend like, hey mom, and you're outside and you pretend like you have one, you don't even have to say that you have one, but she knows, you're like, hey, and you pretend to throw it at her, she'll scream bloody murder. Dude. And like, I think I adopted that fear after years of seeing her. I hate crickets now. I don't freak out like that, but I hate them. And I don't want to touch them, dude. And same with moths, because they flutter. If you're like, hey, catch that moth. It's like, gives me everything to put that in my hand and be like, oh.
You couldn't pay me enough money
to feel the wings. But you know what I would be down? No! You know what I'd be down to hold are those huge moths. Because you can't put them in your hand because they're so big. And they're kind of they're all fluffy and cute looking. They're like crawling on you. And they won't do shit to you. Obviously, they can't.
Have you ever seen...
And I've actually seen one in real life, dude. This bitch was probably about 3 or 4 inches in diameter.
Damn.
Huge little fluffy
Have you ever seen monarch butterflies migrate?
Yes, dude. That happened in Spanish Fork.
Dude, it happened to me when I was a kid.
Dude, over, I want to say Labor Day. When's in May? Not recently, but like earlier in May. Was that Labor Day? Or what holiday was that? It was right before Mother's Day. Was it Memorial? No, Memorial was just barely. It was right like a week before Mother's Day. I feel like there was a holiday. No, maybe there wasn't a holiday.
I don't
think there was a holiday. It was the week before Mother's Day this year in May. And we're because I remember we went to Green River. And then we're going through Spanish Fork again. All of a sudden, what the fuck? And we're in this big open clearing in Spanish Fork. And all of a sudden, thousands upon thousands of monarch butterflies are crossing the fucking freeway in Spanish Fork in that canyon. And obviously, like a bunch of them were getting hit by cars. Like, why are you flying so low, dude? Like, go an extra 10 feet above us and you'll be good. Yeah. But they're flying car low. Like, we're in my mom's little car. Or no, we're in actually her in the truck. But still. And then one, I remember, got caught on the antenna of the truck. And his wings were just stuck. And he's like, in between the antenna. And he rode the whole way with his
I have a very distinct memory. It was right first when I'm like... moved back to Utah.
Where'd you live again?
I like for like a year moved to the East Coast.
I always forget that. I know I've definitely heard that before.
We moved
on the East Coast?
New Mexico.
Where? To Pennsylvania?
No, to Virginia.
Okay.
For a couple of months.
Do you know what place? Like where?
I don't remember the name of the town we were in.
It was like
Richmond. We lived in Richmond.
So it's like a smaller town, right?
Yeah, we lived in...
I feel like I've been through Richmond before.
We lived in Richmond. Actually, when we lived in Richmond was the same time... This is a very famous news story, actually. There was a murderer in that area that would shoot people from a car. They had no idea who was doing it. It was a big, huge fucking thing. I remember when I was a kid, my mom... It was like a fucking thing to go to the store. Like the person we were living with, who's a very close family friend of my mother's, they would have to like drive up and like park in front of the doors of the stores, and then my mom would run in to go get groceries and then get them because this dude was just fucking shooting people from a car, and they couldn't find him and shit. It's a big news story.
Like a sniper?
Yeah. It turned out they caught him, and it was an uncle and his nephew, and they were in a sedan of some sort. I can't even remember. I don't remember any of the details for me. I was younger. I was in fucking first grade.
Right. Yeah. That was like around 9/11. No, that was just after. I think I was in kindergarten. I remember being in kindergarten when 9/11 happened. Anyway.
They drilled a hole in the trunk. And the dude sat with like a hunting rifle poking out of his trunk and would just
yeah, you'd never get caught.
Shoot people.
Who would fucking see that?
It was like
nobody would know.
Fucking
mania. Brilliant. No.
Brilliant.
No, but seriously, like
it was insane. It was terrifying.
Without being like fucked up, but
no kids were allowed to like walk home from school. It was a fucked up time. Anyway, so I lived in Richmond, Virginia for a little while. I loved Richmond, Virginia.
So was it like in the country area?
No, it was in a city.
How far away was it from DC?
Not too far.
Because my buddy he grew up in like Broadway and like Elkton, Virginia. I feel like to get anywhere major, it was so in the country, like out of the way, you'd have to drive decently far to get anywhere major, which wasn't even that far, but like living in those places, I'm not used to it. Like, you know, we're about 20 minutes from Salt Lake and we're in the fucking suburbs of Salt Lake City, or of Salt Lake. Like, you don't have to drive anywhere. You can walk 10 minutes and you're at a gas station or at like a major market, but like over there, you can't have to go more out of your way.
We were like
to get to a Walmart, you have to go so far away.
Yeah. Richmond's a decent sized city. It's a couple of hours away from DC.
No, same with or JJ. So I feel like I've definitely driven through there.
I love.
So Richmond. This is random, but like, were the roofs on your guys' houses metal?
I can't. No, we had a regular ass
like
house.
Shingles, because like everywhere over there, I was so weirded out and shocked. I was like, I've never seen neighborhoods where every house had metal roofs.
Yeah,
like,
this
I thought that was
definitely
just strange.
We lived in a nice house in Virginia. I loved Virginia as a kid. I remember.
Did you grow up? So you grew up in Virginia?
No. So I was there for a very short.
Where were you born?
New Mexico. Farmington, New Mexico.
You've told me this before. Sorry, I just can't remember.
No, I was born in Farmington, New Mexico, which is fucking known for its teen pregnancy and meth and Frito pie.
Hell yeah. And then, so you're born in New Mexico.
Went to Utah.
Really?
Yeah, so my mom...
I forget you have so many older siblings, though. So like, it wasn't like this was super weird. Like
I was only 6 months old, but my oldest sister was 13.
Okay.
And we had tons of siblings in between. After my mom left my dad, we moved to Utah because my aunt married a missionary.
Oh yeah.
And lived
Wait, where
in
in Utah? Murray? Or where do you remember originally where you moved? Because I've lived in West Jordan, Utah, my entire life.
My aunt used to live in Harriman before Harriman was a town. Like, Harriman was
I honestly
nothing.
would love to, because like even now, like there's so much fucking like space and like country looking. Like, I mean, Utah.
I remember going to my aunt's house and it was literally like going to the middle of nowhere because Harriman
is,
was
dude.
not. But Harriman's such a big thing now.
Oh, now it is. Yeah, definitely.
But back
there's
then
parts
it
of
was
it that are still like.
Back then it was literally. I remember. It was like the first housing division. It was literally a whole bunch of suburb houses, like maybe 30, 40. And then to the left, that was all to the right when we were driving down the main road of Harriman at the time. And on the right was a whole bunch of developed houses that just got made. And to the left was literally nothing forever.
Dude, that's how West Jordan was, dude. In Jordan Landing, the middle of Jordan Landing was some fucking farmhouse. My dad said, like, it was like, here was nothing.
That's how it was when we first moved.
And we were one of the first houses in West Jordan when we moved in. And not West Jordan. I want to say in that neighborhood is what I meant to say.
Before it was all developed.
And one random fact is, I guess I used to eat dirt in the front yard.
Who didn't?
Did you eat dirt? Pussy. I'm just kidding.
No.
Get caught
I ate pussy. Dirt. Just kidding.
I ate my mom's.
Anyway.
Anywho.
So we moved to Utah for a little bit with my... and then we had moved out into a couple of different houses. And I was young. Like, my first memories are in Utah. And we always have name for our houses.
We had houses?
Well, like, we would have names for them, like...
The such and such house.
The Angie Circle house.
Oh, okay.
Because it was on Angie Circle.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one that much. And then we had the Yellow House, because it was yellow.
Of course.
And I remember that one. And I have vague memories of this time.
And you're all, like, before first grade?
Yeah.
How
These
do
are,
you
like, my
even
very
remember this?
first memories.
I mean, I do have memories of, like, preschool.
I have a handful of extremely vivid memories of this time.
I remember when...
But they're all a little hazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
it feels like a dream.
Yeah, I have memories of Angie's Circle, but all of my memories of that are in the Yellow House. So it'll be something that happened at the other house, but it's transferred over into that house. I have a couple of vivid memories, like the first time I saw a pussy.
Whoa.
True story. The first time I saw a pussy, I was like 4, 5.
And how'd that go? Whose pussy?
A chick in the neighborhood. A chick in the neighborhood who was...
I'll show you mine if you show me your situation.
Exactly.
Every kid went through that. I went through it with a fucking dude in my neighborhood.
I was young. I wasn't. Dude. I was like 4.
Mine
5.
was traumatizing.
Mine was fine. There was a chick in my neighborhood who was my brother Connor's age.
Did you show her yours?
2 or 3 years later. Yeah. Of course, duh. I'm a man of my word. No, we were in a pool.
She initiated it, though, right?
We were in a pool.
She was like, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Because she was older than me.
And she was how old?
She was she might have been 7.
And you were 4?
Yeah.
That
4
is
or 5.
Creep city.
Well, she's 7. I was
no excuses. Me
Let
too.
Me think.
Me too.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I would have been, because I turned 6 when we got back to Utah, so it was like 4 or 5. I was probably 5. And we were in a pool. And I remember she was like, basically that, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
It's literally, how is it?
And we went under the water. That's where we showed it. So, like, she put her head in the water, and I pulled down my little fucking goddamn swimsuit, and, like, showed her my little peen. And then, like, I went under the water, and she showed me her, like, fucking Barbie child vagina. It was weird.
Oh, my God. This is weird to talk about, honestly.
I had a very
The fact that you said Barbie vagina for a 7-year-old is just... stop.
I had a very sexualized childhood.
I feel like
One of my other first memories was finding my brother's Playboy at that same house.
When I was in 5th grade...
Because he was 10 years older than me.
I was in 5th grade when me and my friend, who was a grade older than me, we snooped through his
I
older
wasn't in
brothers.
school yet. And I found...
But what grade were you in when you found out about jerking off? And, like, actually knew what you were doing?
5th or 6th. But 5th...
Same as me, though.
5th grade.
It was 5th grade for sure.
I used to...
Were you the kid that would hump the ground on a pillow?
I used to think getting hard was the goal.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this.
So I used to only touch myself until I got hard, and then I would stop.
I remember I'd look at pictures on the internet.
Which is why I think I was such an angry child. I was just giving myself
Well, you shouldn't even be
balls.
jerking off at fucking 5th grade. I feel like I got addicted to porn at 5th grade, and that's why I'm so fucked up. I've never had a serious relationship. I've had my longest term relationship was when I was 17, and it was 9 months. And I'm 23 now and haven't had a serious relationship since then. Like, it's sad, dude. And I feel like porn has fucked it up, dude. Like, I don't really notice if it has, but I feel like I've heard so much that it has to have. Like, I know I gained, like, an addiction to it when I was younger. And it was, like, this lesbian website called We Live Together. And it was, like, wasn't even full porn videos. It was, like a 2-minute video, like a teaser video, so I'd have to be quick. And you only get, like, 3 or 4... like trial chances before you have to subscribe and like give them your information. So I just like do that every time and like until I ran out and then like refresh the page. And it's a problem. And I remember one time, and I used to do it all the time based on memory. And one time I went 7 times in a row, back to back, and I was all sweaty and the sheets were sweaty. And I was probably in like 6th grade because it was like before I could shoot loads, like, 5th and 6th grade, and maybe going into 7th, it was before, like, anything would come out. And I remember, like, telling friends, like, because I only figured out about jerking off from, like, the older kids in 6th grade when I was in 5th grade. So I was like, I had no idea. And then one time I was, like, happened to, like, grade. I feel like my memory of my first orgasm in 5th grade was I came out of the shower, I walked down to my room and I had like a towel around my waist. Remember, like, I feel like I grazed my dick. I wasn't even like horny or anything. All of a sudden I was like, oh.
I don't remember. My thing was, I
and
did
all of a
that
sudden
thing.
I came. I was like, that's the best feeling in the world.
I see, my thing was, so I used to just beat my meat until I got hard, and then it was like mission accomplished.
You'd beat your meat, or you just kind of like play with it? You'd jerk it?
I would play with my dick until I got hard, and then I would jerk off a little bit, but I never, like, I wouldn't come. It was just like, I'm hard, mission accomplished. And then jump cut straight to, like, I knew what I was doing. I don't have a memory of the first time I came, which sucks. I literally have those where I was like, in my room that I shared with my brother and our both twin mattresses, and I used to play until my dick got hard and then go to sleep fucking not knowing I was penting myself up. And 2, jerking off to knowing exactly what I was doing, meaning to jerk off, and I remember I was jerking off to Zach and Mary Make a Porno.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The Dutch rudder. Your brother's jerking you off.
Dude. Yeah, I was jerking off to that movie, the like nude scenes in that, and I already knew what masturbation was at that point. So I don't remember the first time I jerked off. God damn, this is really the ADHD podcast. Let me get back
what were we talking about before?
How I lived in the East
Coast. Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah,
my first time actually for sure trying to jerk it after I figured out the fucking shaft process of up and down jerking, trying to like do
up and down,
trying to get
down.
Trying to get that feeling again, because like the first time I came, I wasn't jerking it. I just got out of the shower and I like literally was touching myself, but not trying to jerk it at all. And I wasn't like, I don't remember being horny or looking at any pictures. I was like in my room about to change, and all of a sudden I was like, oh. And
I used to read porn.
So then you're fucking weird. and so then I remember it was like we had a sleepover. It was me, a buddy, which I don't know who it was. It might have been the kid who told me about it. And we're in my brother's room. We used to share beds because it was like the sleepover thing to do. And I was fucking jerking it in the bed with them in it. I was like, oh, they must be asleep. I'm going to fucking ninja jerk it real quick. But it was my first time, and I didn't come. And I remember giving myself rub raw on my dick, because I didn't know you start from the very bottom and go up. And my dick was so small back then, I would do it like this. You know, like for those who can't see, obviously, because we're not recording this, it's like the ball gazer, the fucking...
The game you play where you put it under your legs.
Yeah, like the fucking, like the OK symbol. And that's how I'd have to do it, so I'd go like that. And I remember fucking giving myself rub raw, because I started from the tip. I'm just like, and it just didn't fucking, nothing happened. And like, it probably formed like a mild scab. It wasn't terrible, but I remember it hurting to the point where it burned. Like I rubbed skin off of it and it was burning. I was like, okay, I better stop. This is not good.
That's fucking funny. To get back to the initial point we fucking started at. Yeah, I lived in Virginia with a family friend, Rhonda. We lived
I didn't know that was actually going anywhere. I thought you just said you wanted to live in Richmond, Virginia for no reason.
We started that because you forgot I lived on the East Coast.
And I was like, oh yeah, where'd you live on the East Coast? And then I thought that was it. And then you said there was a sniper killing people from the trunk. And I thought that was the story.
No. I don't remember why we talked about where I grew up or something.
Fuck it.
Fuck, I honestly don't even know. But I lived on the East Coast. I lived in Connecticut for 6 months. Just my mom's plan was to find a house to live in Virginia, to live to her childhood best friend Rhonda. 6 months went by, nothing, and so she had another very close friend we met at Angie's Circle when I was a young kid. She had befriended this Cuban lady named Terry. My Aunt Terry, quote unquote Aunt Terry. She's not my real aunt, but she's fucking closer than most of my family. I love Terry. Only woman I'm scared of.
Terry is such a terrible name too. I hate the name Terry.
Yeah. Oh, don't fucking ever say that in front of
Terry.
Terry will smack you.
Barbara is such a bad name.
Yeah, Terry is the only woman in this world I'm scared of. I'm not scared of another, like... fucking put me in a room with Ronda Rousey. I'm not scared of that bitch. I'm scared of Terry.
Why?
Terry is so fucking intimidating.
More than Ronda? Well, Ronda's a bitch now. She fucking...
Well, she quit
she's
now.
She's in WWE.
So, like, what is she gonna do? Fake fight me? Fucking bitch. No. No,
Called
Terry...
out.
I'll get back to Terry. Anyway,
The point of this
we
story.
lived... I don't even know what the fucking point was. Anyway...
Should we just move on to a different story?
Well, I'm
Or
gonna tell you about Terry.
Tell me about your boring childhood. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Terry...
Can I have a
was my
drag out,
mom's
Siggy?
best, like, really good friend. Once we moved to Utah, she became, like... She met through my sister, Karina, was friends with her daughter, Chantel. And they met and they became really good friends. She's this Cuban woman. She's the reason I make Cuban coffee all the time. She taught us all this I'm almost just as much Cuban as I am Mexican.
And Jewish.
That's the other half. I mean, no. After we lived in Virginia, we went and lived with Terry. We lived with Terry with her husband Shane, who was in the Navy, and he was they lived in Connecticut.
So you went from Richmond to Connecticut. Richmond, Virginia.
Groton, Connecticut, which is a Navy town. That's where, like, people in the Navy get stationed.
That's where Bailey Larson went.
That's where my friend Jake is right now.
Oh yeah, he went to Connecticut. I don't know where he is at now, but
It's a Navy town. We lived there for a couple of months too and lived with her. I fucking love Terry. There's nobody
has she smacked you?
More.
Because you're so intimidated by her, but she's never laid a finger on you, or has she?
She's never laid a finger on
But
me.
you just know she wouldn't hesitate.
Exactly. Like,
so that's why she had, because you've been
just her yelling at you's enough to make you shit your pants a little. Her husband's in the Navy, a career Navy man, 6'2", huge fucking dude, buzz cut mustache. I would fucking not be scared of him in the slide.
I was about to say, what you're describing isn't that intimidating. I'm like 6'2", buzz cut mustache. I thought you were trying to describe to
Navy
me
man, muscly, in shape.
I thought you were trying to
military man.
Okay, but you're trying to describe something that would seem intimidating to somebody else. But and then you just said you weren't intimidated. I was like, oh, me neither, because you're just describing like the flamiest dude ever in the fucking Navy.
They're all that military.
Well, that's all you can grow is like you have to have a clean haircut and a mustache.
His job is to intimidate people.
Imitate.
Yeah, he's an impressionist.
No, I'm sure
he's an intimidating. If you saw Shane, you would be like, oh, that seems like a cop that shoots black kids. I don't want to fuck with him.
Oh, he's a cop now.
No. But
he looks like a cop because of his stash and.
He's an intimidating dude. If you ever saw him, you would be
you were like, fuck
he
this
seems
guy.
like he has authority. He ain't shit next to Terry. Terry, I remember when we eventually moved back to Utah to the house I mostly grew up in Murray, in Merritt Circle. Terry, I remember when Terry came to visit, it was the biggest deal. It was like 2 weeks preparation. Because if the house wasn't spotless, Terry would lose her shit. I remember Terry would show up. Bags all ready. Her and Shane would show up to the house. She would walk in the door. Wouldn't say hi. Wouldn't say a fucking word to you. Nothing. She would walk around the house. She would walk in. Just look around. Go and check your room. Show me your room. And you'd go down to her room and she would look around. And just check everything fucking out. And if anything was out of place to her standards, she would fucking lose it.
So was she in the military too? Because this is what it sounds like.
No.
She sounds like a terrible person.
She's just Cuban. No, she's her advice matters the most to me. She's one of the greatest people I've ever met.
Do you keep in contact? Is she okay still? Is she alive?
Yeah, I love her.
You guys talk to her still?
My mom talks to her every week. Mm-hmm. She would walk around the house, and if anything was out of place, she would immediately go into fucking Cuban woman how fucking dare you do this to your fucking mother? Your mother fucking raised you. She pushed this fucking house over your roof. How fucking dare you leave that fucking sock on the goddamn floor? What the fuck are you doing? Next time I see that sock on the fucking floor, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of you. Immediately just fucking go Cuban on you.
I could see how you'd be intimidated. How you'd be scared.
I remember my brother Cody, because he was a rebel, used to love to just leave whenever Terry was around, because we used to live right next door to her, like across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And like my brother would used to leave cabinet doors open.
That bugs me because my dad would get on my shit for doing that.
She would come into the house and like, how dare you fucking do that to your mother? She fucking blah, 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 and speak like a million words a fucking minute at you. And she's like, if you don't go fucking close that right now, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of you. Like she's just so intimidating when she needs to be. But she also is the smartest person I've ever met. Like she understands humans in a way that I've never met anybody that like ever that's understood. She gives you the greatest fucking advice ever. Like I was almost a teacher because of her, because she told me she always saw me as being a teacher. That's how
I can see you being a teacher for sure. No, but seriously,
that's like she her advice, like I almost became a teacher because her advice is so correct usually. Like it's so on point. She understands people better than anyone I've ever met.
But was she hot? Because I picture...
She's my aunt. I don't see her as like a sexual being.
Not a real aunt. I'm just kidding.
Why do you think I'd be a good teacher?
I don't know. I mean...
Because it's funny that you bring that up.
I wouldn't
say assumed that.
I don't know if you'd be good. I think you'd be a fun teacher.
Yeah.
I think you'd be a cool teacher. I definitely think you'd be a cool teacher, which also is a good teacher.
Yeah.
Because like people don't listen to like, because you're always like anti-authority with like that kind of thing. You know, kids don't want to listen, but if you're a cool teacher, they'll listen to you. And I feel like you'd be a cool one. I don't know, just like the way you are now, if you were to put that into like molding minds, I feel like you're into more interesting things. And if you were to put exactly what you're into teaching, I don't know what you would teach. What would you be interested in teaching?
English.
That's what I was thinking, dude.
English
I literally was
my
gonna
best
say.
subject.
I kid you not. I was gonna say I could see you being an English teacher. I swear to God.
English was my best subject in school.
I could see you being a fun English teacher just because you're into all sorts of like unique authors and like you're into like different things that like the average. I don't know. It's like, and you seem very calm and collected. Like you wouldn't just fucking flip out on a kid. Like you wouldn't be a dickhead about it.
Yeah.
I don't see you being a dick.
I definitely think I would have been a good teacher if that's a path I decided to go down. Obviously it's not, because part of the thing to become a teacher, you kind of have to graduate high school.
Fuck it, dude. Let's make it happen.
I definitely, I've entertained the idea of forming young minds.
Okay, I think what I would think is like,
I
you'd
think
be
I've
a
been
good teacher
good-
because you could make it fun.
I think you could make fun, but I also
fun and being a teacher.
I also like, my favorite thing about teachers is any teacher that represent me with kind of an offbeat new way of thinking about things. Mr. Park was good.
Oh,
about
dude,
that.
he was amazing. Okay, this teacher that we had, we never had the same class, but we had him we both had him like when he was fresh. It was his first year of teaching. It was 10th grade, and I remember it was his first time.
Keep talking about this. I gotta piss.
It was his first time ever teaching, and one thing that stands out to me. Sorry, that was probably loud.
Yeah, probably.
The one thing that stands out to me that was amazing was his dedication to the Halloween costume. Do you remember that, Caden? His dedication... Just stay in here for a second. His dedication to the Halloween costume.
Oh, it was fucking legit.
Okay, so I actually thought it was a substitute teacher. His Halloween costume was a substitute teacher. And you walk in, he normally has, pretty short hair, clean cut. And where he's, spiffy. He's a teacher. He wears, a dress shirt and dress pants or like slacks or whatever. He'd come into fucking class, shaved head. Oh, he wears glasses. He has the worst eyesight. Like you can tell he's like buggy-eyed, four-eyed nerd, but like the sweetest guy and like super hyperactive, like crazy dude. Like he could be a mad scientist. And he was so dedicated to his Halloween costume. You remember this? Sorry, Caden just had to take a pee break, and I was talking to myself, and it felt really fucking weird.
On my chair.
Anyway, I'm gonna kind of somewhat restart that, but he would come into class. I remember like he'd already be there ready for you, and normally he would greet the class like, "Hey guys, blah blah blah," super talkative, hyper. And you'd walk into class, and he'd be sitting in his desk, kind of like slunched back with a book in his face or like a newspaper, not say anything to anybody, not smiling. He was always smiling. If I never saw a smile on his face, I'd feel like something was wrong with his personal life. He was always smiling, always talking. He had really big buggy eyes, and he wore glasses, and he buzzed his head. So that's the weirdest part.
I think that was 11th grade, I think.
It might have been 10th or 11th.
It was 11th because I didn't have him that year. I remember I didn't have him the year he buzzed his head.
I feel like I want to say it was 10th, but I feel like
wasn't. Because I had him 10th, and he didn't do that when I had his class.
I had him 10th and 11th, and he didn't do 12th grade reading or like language art or like whatever. So,
and I had him 12th grade for creative writing.
So I had him for 2 years.
So did
and
I.
In the third year, he just lost all spark. But anyway, for the best thing that I remember was Halloween costume, and he took his glasses off, buzzed his head, wouldn't smile, wouldn't talk to.
He shaved his goatee.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had a goatee. He would shave his face too. Look,
his face, went bald.
He would transform. Long story short, he would transform into this completely different person, and he would act as a substitute teacher. He put a different name. I'm pretty sure I could be making this up for the good of the story, but I'm pretty sure he put a different name on the fucking whiteboard.
I remember people telling me that about him. And I didn't have his class that year, but I remember passing him in the hallway that day that he shaved his head. Mm-hmm. And I even, I knew what he was doing. I knew that was Mr. Park, and I knew that he was, it was Halloween. He had gone extravagant the year before, and so I was I knew he was doing a character. I was like, oh, Mr. Park, that's awesome that you did that. And I remember his, demeanor was completely different, and it was I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And, walk past me.
Act
like he didn't fucking know me.
Straight face.
I was one of his...
mean mugging.
I was one of his, I was...
His prodigy? No. You gonna be a reading teacher one day?
No, I was not his prodigy. I was his favorite student that he hated.
Right, because you're a piece of shit.
I was a terrible worker, but I also was a huge fucking literary nerd. So me and him could talk about authors that nobody else in the class knew.
Yeah, see, that's why I think you'd be a teacher.
And then we'd bounce off each other, and I'd be like, yeah, I just fucking read this dude's book, and it was fucking amazing, and I understood, I can't believe the way he did this, and the literary things that he did, and, I can't believe that he wrote this in this person, all this shit, and he was he knew that I knew my shit, but I was a terrible fucking student, and he hated how little effort I put in, and so, I was in his creative writing class, 12th grade, and he kind of gave up on me that year, because he used to be so,
Yeah. 12th grade was the year he fucking lost all hope,
I hate saying this
dude.
because, I don't like talking highly of myself because I'm not that smart of a person, but...
Nah, come on.
He used to, I had a couple of teachers in school that were and I hate saying this because, again, I'm not
Don't the rest of this wine?
Yeah. I don't like talking about myself, but they were I know you're smart.
Teachers say that all the time, but, I think they
But,
mean,
I had a personal relationship with Mr. Allen.
Mr. Allen.
Mr. Park. Fuck.
You even said Mr. Allen with his first name.
I used to have a boss named Mr. Allen.
Yep.
Mr. Park. I had a very close...
Oh, that's weird because his name's Alan Park and you had a boss named Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
I had a very good relationship with Mr. Park. We were close. We used to talk after class and bullshit and stuff.
I had a teacher
and he even, was dude, I know you understand.
We should go back there and say hi to all our old teachers.
Yeah. He's I know you know this. But I just didn't have, the discipline to be a good student. Miss Morris was the same way.
Oh my god, Miss Morris was amazing. She was, in this old school punk rock hippie chick. And she was fucking amazing.
I had her from film studies.
I had her for film studies as well.
And she, again, was, another teacher that was, I know you're fucking smart. The thing is, that entire school knew I was smart. Not that I'm smart. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of a dummy.
Cocky.
I'm good at tests. That's about all I'm good at. I'm very good at
Give me some Adderall.
Talking.
I'll pass anything.
Yeah. That's probably what it was, dude. I just didn't have Adderall. The thing is, I remember being 10th grade, went through that whole year, fucking sucked. I failed so many classes that year. Tested. At the end of the year, did the tests that we have to do at the end of the year.
Yeah.
The next year, I remember they, first like second day of school that year, they made me go to my counselor. And like the counselor, I don't remember her name, but she was this very sweet lady. She was very nice. She sat me down. Ah, God, I fucking already don't want to finish the story. Because I fucking hate the idea, because like...
Go on.
I don't like talking highly of myself.
No, you're not talking highly of yourself. You're saying what people have said about yourself.
This is what she said about me, is that you tested in the top 3% of the school. Like, you need to be in higher classes. She assumed I wasn't getting,
like you weren't
challenged.
Yeah.
She assumed I wasn't getting challenged enough in school. She chucked me I tested
in honors classes.
Yeah, I tested in the top 3 percentile of the school. So she was like, "Oh, obviously you just weren't getting challenged enough. We're putting you in honor." Like they forced me into at least 2 honor classes that year.
Honors, if you don't know what honors is, it's like advanced classes.
Yeah, it's advanced classes. Some people call it AP classes.
Yeah.
It was honors in our school, and I got placed in honors history and honors English. And then I
love
fucking
history style
failed
classes.
both of those classes.
Of course you did.
I passed English, I think. But I just was a terrible student. I failed both of those. And then by senior year, they're like, "Oh, you're just an asshole."
Yeah, you're just...
Like, you're smart, but you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
I'm a terrible student.
Yeah. No, do you ever have nightmares that you're back in school?
No.
Literally all the time. And it's been within the past few years.
High school wasn't important to me at all.
No, it wasn't either for me, dude. You know me. I would sleep in... Well, maybe you didn't know, but like people remember me for being the kid who would sleep in every fucking class. I was the sleeper kid. I would just always sleep. But I was going to say one of my favorite classes was geography in 9th grade. I could draw the whole map. Like on a blank piece of paper, I could draw the whole map with all the borders, name every country and capital, except 2 in Africa. I could name the capitals of 2 in Africa. But that was that Adderall shit, dude. Fucking made me a madman for geography. But anyway... what were we just talking about?
School.
Fucking, yeah, no, but, being an asshole and fucking... Oh, man, what was I just saying? I don't really fucking remember anymore.
Such as the ADHD podcast.
Oh, God, dude.
And I think we've hit 2 hours. I think this is a good place to end it, even though we just fucking lost where the fuck we were.
Wait. We gotta end it on a better note than that.
Well, what the fuck are we gonna end it on?
I don't know. Fucking...
We forgot where the fuck we were. I'm fucking plastered.
Mm-hmm.
Plastered.
Plastered.
I was gonna say that was a mix of blasted and plastered.
Fuck.
I'm pretty fucking drunk. I don't know where to go from here.
I gotta drive.
Yeah. Alright, that was fucking it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, we'll fucking catch you guys later. Fucking cheers.
Yeesh.